Ah, great. Hello, everyone. My name is Generous Heel, always on Aspire, and I'm the Game Master for the Dungeons & Dragons Burning Crowns D&D campaign. I said it twice. Fuck! I'm joined here by the members of the Long Promise. Scream with me, players! Scream! Thank you. Thank you.
Hang on.
There we go.
Thank
That'll
you.
do.
Thank you. Yes, good.
Yes, very good.
As
Thank you.
As always, we will actually not jump into recap this session. If you want to find out what happened, watch the last live stream. Because those are now on YouTube, not on Twitch anymore. And we're streaming on both Twitch and YouTube. We're at the beginning of a great decision made by me and my aching wallet. If you want to keep track of what's happening, you can just subscribe, you can just follow on Twitter, you can do whatever you want. But I will only need to say that we're just going to jump right in because we are 30 minutes late. So,
Yeah, that's multi-track drifting for you.
indeed, as we return back to the world of Verx, into the woods surrounding the capital of Rovella, you find yourselves face to face with the leader of the Talons, previously known as the members of House Hawkmere. A choice lies before you on how to tackle the capital as your army is fast approaching. Now is the time where you will perform the discussions necessary to find out what you will do.
Okay.
It's early in the morning. Find the rest of your companions. You're all together.
Sue looks a lot better than she did. Because people have gone to the bother of actually putting her back together.
Mm-hmm.
However, she still looks exceptionally grumpy and is currently attempting to avoid, conversation as much as humanly possible.
We will need to know how many forces you're bringing in with you. What is the promised army looking like?
Well, let me have a think. Check notes. So
whatever we had before, probably deduct about 30%.
yes, we are aware that there were descenders within our ranks, individuals that hid amongst our ranks, knew that we were coming over, and not only informed the commandant of our advance, but also, even from traveling over from Condina, they insinuated themselves into our ranks and began to traitorously cut down our own. They've been rooted out, but it's definitely had a hit on our numbers. Far aside from that, they also moved through the Ogre Mountains, and, well, now that you've made me aware of the fact that Isabella's father was unfortunately cut down by ogres himself, can't imagine that crossing went peacefully. In terms of what we left Crondina with, there were 20 Amarian samurais, 60 centaurs, 20 of them being druids, and 8 warriors. There were 100 hoplites of the Crondinian army, 80 UCA infantry, and 80... I have it in the notes here as promised soldiers in quotation marks. Do we remember? Oh, are those from the blind woman?
No, those are from the sewers.
That's the sewer people.
Oh, yes. And 80...
The coverest people.
Civilians that were willing to be retrained into soldiers.
Conscripts.
Yes.
Militia.
We don't use that word.
Cannon fodder.
But yes, all in all, amounting to... Oh, and yes, of course, the Dying Light. Thank you, Volk. The Dying Light are following up at our rear, though that means that they will need to charge through Panjad's forces. We'd hoped to create a path for them, but in all honesty, all we've really done is simply weaken the force and double up their defenses at that point. I don't know
You
how...
mean
Wait.
the Dying Light? You mean the religious zealots are going to have to charge through all those horrible dragons?
Wait.
Oh no! Anyway,
Those are yours? He says, a bit surprised.
They are allies. The Dying Light came over of their own accord. They are not part of our contingent, but they came over with the intention to fight off the Crumdanenvar themselves as well. When we ran into them outside of Vertilion, however, they had decided that the threat of the undead, the local undead, was worth completely derailing their charge for. We managed to get them back on track, but as I say, the intention was that they would follow after us and punch through the hole that we made in Panjad's forces. Quite frankly, the hole we made was only big enough to fit all of us, so I don't know how effective that strategy is going to be at this point.
He ponders for a moment. Huh.
Don't get me wrong, the Fading Light are zealots. Even with us removing the... I'm going to just not mince words here, Galarin. The insane leader they had, a incredibly unhinged individual who decided that everything that was evil needed to die in whatever order the voices in his head told him to. He's been disposed, but we've been informed that he keeps coming back no matter how many times they kill him, and no one's decided to question how or why that's functioning, and if maybe there's some evil force causing that to happen. So he's still out there, probably, and will likely try to make himself a nuisance.
Ponders for a moment.
And there's sorry, wrong accent. There are some members of the Fading Light, the ones that are more Helm worshippers that are currently in Hawkmere, keeping an eye on it and making sure that people there are safe who were in the forest in the nearby region.
Yes, and when we did drop their former leader, many of them realized that he was somewhat blinded by his own outrage. I don't know how much we can trust people who are going to change over their allegiances the second that their old leader dies, but we take what we can get in war.
He waves his hand dismissively. Well, sounds to me like we found some proper cannon fodder. I don't have much love for zealots. Nice to see that you don't either. As for them, I do have some news for you, if you don't think fondly of them.
Oh.
My scouts reported that they actually made a crossing last night.
After us?
Yeah. It should be somewhere, actually. Nearby. I'm not sure where.
Well,
Probably they're waiting for the time to strike, but if what you're telling me is right, it's more than likely they'll fall in with your main forces, should they be making their arrival.
yes, no, that's probably for the best, and I agree with you.
Though I do have a question. Why would you allow... Pardon the assumption. You're a follower of Bahamut, right?
Correct.
Why would you allow zealots in your faith?
That is a complicated question, Galarin. Primarily, the Fading Light followed Ilmater, and it was Ilmater and Lathander, wasn't it? Yeah. Primarily, they follow Ilmater and Lathander.
Oh.
Yes, but
Are you sure? That's not what my scouts report.
Petrov, at least, their former leader, was a follower of Lathander. I believe he
No,
mentioned...
what I meant to say is they bear crudely drawn. He points at your tabard.
Oh, I see.
Are you fucking kidding?
Hey, Sue, we got a cult! Hooray!
Sue, I swear to God, is going to shift fucking alignment on these motherfuckers.
Benevolt just sort of like runs his hands over his eyes, just like. So I was about to say that the Church of Bahamut has its own problems with its internal management, and some of its more recent recruits are under new instructions, so we're not particularly a fan of that. But it turns out that the Fading Light have taken our particular speeches about abandoning zealotry and just kind of cherry-picked out the bits that they like the sound of, would be my guess.
That person in the background has sat down next to a barrel and he's just looking at the ground, unfocused.
Yeah, just like, oh, jeez. My church is so fucked, bruh.
I am being tested. I must be.
Yeah, Benevolt will kind of like
Right.
look back to him with a like not go over to him to pat him on the shoulder, but definitely look back to him with a kind of like, I'm sorry, man.
Well, all the more help that we can get is probably worth it.
Hmm.
Now, there is one thing I have to verify. You don't have siege weapons with you.
No, we do not. If we are...
Grand.
Ash just looks at Volk and Kage.
Appreciate the vote of
Only these
confidence.
guns.
Appreciate the vote of confidence, but I'm getting the impression that we're talking about taking down city gates. Right, Galen?
Yeah. One of the bigger problems that took place with the siege is the dragons weren't exactly on a rush. First, they starved out the citizens for a month, then the aerial assaults took place, and then they took the outer ring. Ever since then, their forces have been essentially strolling through the city. They've opened the gates from the inside. Now, if we are to have your army successfully storm and strike efficiently, we'll need to do the same. Thankfully, me and my talons do have access to the city through the underground passages. But I have some bad news on that too.
Alright.
Let me explain.
Please do.
I'm gonna need to change the music for this one. We are facing a development. Across the city has been noted that multiple rifts have formed. It is as if the earth itself has split up, and boiling blood has streaked across the city. From what my scouts are reporting, lava has been flooding into the outer woods, which is problematic. Don't get me wrong, it is not gonna be impossible to storm the city, but your forces will have to cut through. From what I understand, if they're coming from the west, they'll need to make for the southern gate, which should still allow them entry to the city and to the inner wards. The western part of the city is completely engulfed in fire. It does, however, come up with some good news. That means that the number of gates we will need to breach through are fewer. You see, my talons already do have control of the second gate. All we'll need is, a wave to come in. The problem lies on the front entrance and the last gate. And we should take those simultaneously. Considering we do not have any siege equipment, that is. In addition, I'm sorry to say, but I don't know how much longer that holy ride is gonna hold up. Haldrum looks a little scared.
Okay. Is Galarin just describing this to us, or is he like showing
Yeah,
us?
he's giving you a visual description, so that you have a visual description. So he's giving you a description so that you have a visual to work off of.
Okay. Benevolt's gonna kind of like grab, like look around to see if there's like any maps or paper around.
Mm-hmm.
Do we have like a map with a table that, or like a sheet of paper with a table that we can kind of roughly draw this out?
He already has plans of the city, so he
Okay.
will just share with you what
Yeah.
he has. Also, you should probably zoom out.
Yes. Yeah. No. Just trying to make sure that I'm not losing detail. Okay. So these lines here that you've drawn in, you're saying this is fire?
Channels of magma, actually. Actual lava.
Jen, would Benevolt understand enough about dragons, or would have to roll like something for it to understand how dragons can construct their own layers?
I'll say this is the first time you've really thought about it in that kind of large extent. Give me a nature check
Nature. Okay.
with your. Yeah,
Ain't
I'll say
nothing
you have
natural
advantage.
about that, Jen.
Yeah, I'll say you have advantage on that roll,
Okay.
however.
So I will guidance myself for this, and we will nature it. That is a 19. Thank you for advantage. Needed it real bad.
You do know, where dragons lair, the very world transforms to accommodate them. For this to have taken effect, it can only mean that an extremely powerful dragon has laired within the city and is claiming it as its domain. And there's only one dragon that comes to mind. The very first one you had seen all the way back in New Bern.
Okay, Galarin, I don't want to talk down to you in this regard. Do you know much of anything about dragons?
Only what I've seen in the last couple of years.
Okay, for everybody present, quick crash course on how big, old, scary dragons work. When a dragon lands in an area and decides that it wants to make it its home, it's not as simple as moving in and moving around some stuff. The dragon's presence in the world alters the world around them. They actively infect the world around them with their presence. This can mean that if you're up on a mountain that a couple of generations ago was just a normal top of a mountain, and you go up there one day and find that it is a frozen tundra, that's because a silver or white dragon has decided this is home, and over the course of a couple of months has decided to make it home. This process is faster if a dragon is older and more powerful. If you're describing magma burning up through the city streets, what that tells me is that the great worm that we saw 3 years ago in New Bern, Ember, has decided to make Rivella its home.
You see that the rest of your companions do fall sort of quiet. Kirathos murmuring to himself, well, it's gonna be a hell of a challenge to deal with.
Understatement, Karathos. The Ember burnt the entirety of New Bern to cinders in matter of moments. The city, realistically, only stands because I'm guessing he's decided to take the time to make sure it properly turns into his lair through its own means, through simply his presence. Otherwise, the entire city would just be on fire all the time. And, of course, because the seat of power, the castle, doesn't yet belong to him. If he gets in there, this place is just going to be his lair, and probably it already functionally is.
Ultram is shaking. Oh, that is really not good. The right of protection only works so long as the congregation keeps prayer. But if it falls, that means that they will all be too exhausted to fight. The king will be defenseless and the castle will surely fall. Oh, we will need to pray.
Okay, let's see what we're dealing with here. There is a wrinkle to this that might work to our advantage. In order for Ember to be making the city its lair, it can't be allowing other dragons' presence to slow down the process. If another dragon is present, if a powerful enough one is present, its presence would be interrupting and confusing the whole process of the layification of the region. I would guess that any dragons that are within the city's limits are nowhere near as strong as Ember.
Estrella nods in agreement. It does sound actually like a very good guess. That means that we would only have to deal with this, the army that's still within the city. Who has been seen in there?
That's a good point.
Galuran nods. Draconians have taken the outer wards. They are patrolling around and they have a stronger presence towards the gates. However, the innermost part of the city is mostly occupied by traitors.
That tracks.
Which does mean, however, that there are more numerous within the city center. There is a problem. To tackle the gates simultaneously, we'll need to take them. The outer gate can be taken by force, but the inner gate is going to be far too protected. We're going to have to use quite a lot of cunning. And to be honest, we're going to have to make this plan come to motion once the army is close. Once the gate of the inner city opens, it's likely that the people inside are going to be in grave danger unless the Kondamva forces are already preoccupied.
Yes, if there's some faction of our forces that we can use to prevent them from following our group in, will mean that at this point here, will mean that we won't have to deal with them effectively sandwiching us inside the city and crushing us that way. I'd say leaving a certain contingent of our forces to use the gates themselves as a choke point to hold off the Kondamva forces from advancing inwards is probably a good idea.
Indeed. Problem is that we don't have, we're not going to have the chance to bring a lot of people in from the get-go. I can get your group inside, no problem. Maybe a few of my talents, a couple more people if necessary. But don't expect too many. Any more than 25 folks and we're definitely going to be found out. Yes. And don't forget, the gates need to open almost at the same time. We're going to have to split this.
Coordinating shouldn't be too much issue. Both myself and Dante have access to sending, so long as we know who we're communicating to on the other side, that shouldn't be an issue. The problem I'm seeing is going to be this. This gate is very close to this pool. And if Ember's managed to do his work well enough, if we get too close to that, we could be dealing with lava elementals or animated breath attacks.
And that's why we're not going to be heading towards that gate. My talents have ensured the situation within the first of the inner world's gates has been completely under our control. Infiltrating the traitors is not too difficult. We do have our own disguises. The problem is, well, if you act out of line, treason is forgiven once on the favor of the enemy. Twice is a death sentence. That's why I said my talons will be holding the second gate open for you.
Okay.
Our
so
main issues stand with
this gate.
the entry point and the inner city gate. Of course, this is not to say that an elder dragon is not a problem, but I don't have nothing to deal with that.
Yeah, that's. I don't know much of what we have that can realistically deal with him. The best that we can hope for is that if we're able to get into the castle and somehow rebolster the barrier, perhaps it can push Ember back out. This barrier once covered the whole city rather than just the central castle, right, Aldrum?
Aldrum shakes his head. No. The right of protection is a last-ditch defense meant to safeguard the royal family. With earnesty, it's supposed to happen to give time for Alvodanus to go in and teleport the royal family to safety. But he hasn't appeared at all in the last few months.
Alvodanus?
Yes. The Master of Durabane.
Oh, that makes sense. Okay, cool. Okay, I just put a piece together in my brain. Okay, so, we briefly communicated with Alvodanus. He was telling us that he's rather tricky to talk to. He wasn't particularly explicit, but he basically said that he had been trying to get to the capital, but the Comdanova forces were stopping him. But at the same time, anytime he tried to engage with them, they ran away. Kind of hit-and-run tactics, preventing him from advancing, but also not directly engaging with him. I think they're scared of him. Rather irritatingly, we were supposed to be meeting with him at House Hawkmere, I think about 2 days ago, but we got waylaid and weren't able to make the meeting, so we decided rather than to waste time on a detour to just make way for the capital. He hasn't tried to contact me to complain at me, but he probably just assumed I was a traitor or someone trying to manipulate him.
Well, don't have much to say in terms of dealing with wizards, and I don't have much to say in terms of dealing with dragons. From what I hear, he looks over towards Volker, Kage, for but a brief second before he looks back towards you, Benevolt. You are not too shabby with dealing them yourself, so I hope when the time comes, you have an ace up your sleeve. Take some time to think your options. We're not in a rush. Your army will ultimately detour to the front gates anyhow.
No, we'll need to inform them of where we need to get to and what we need to do.
So take the time to really strategize on this then. And when you come up with a plan, let me know. He stands up.
Before you go,
flexes a bit.
you were saying that there are passages that can get you into the city. Whereabouts would they drop you off? Like, whereabouts would you come out?
Anywhere you need. I know the city like the back of my hand, and I can reach both the inner city wood and the outer without trouble.
Interesting. Let's have a think.
Now, don't think we can get an army through those passages. We're gonna be not only crawling in, but we're gonna be going through some unpleasant places.
Well, realistically, all we need is for enough people to open up those gates. If we can get to the inside and open them from there and just hold them long enough for the armor to get in, that might be enough.
Gillerin walks a bit away. as he goes to inform the Talons on how to get prepared. All right. The floor is yours, everybody. What's the plan?
Benevolt's gonna kind of wave everybody over to the map and go like, okay, if anybody has any things they've been holding on to in their back pocket as a, hey, just in case we need it for later, this is later.
I have 2 healing potions left.
Awesome. Genuinely, that's really good. Kage, got some crazy decapitated dragon move that you've been sitting on this whole time?
No more than my usual one. I'll just have to extend it. It's a bigger dragon.
Yeah, a lot more neck to cut. Volk, be honest with me, what is the oldest dragon you've ever taken down?
Ones that we've been dealing with. Again, I usually fought mooks. This is where I actually have gotten to kill the main dragons. I've had help before with the other soldiers, but with this has been a bit different.
You ever seen a great worm get taken down?
Has Volk seen a great woman get taken down? And
Not
the
with your own
Gavarian Empire?
eyes. Not with your own eyes, but there are tales. The Gavarian Empire has killed great worms in the past, in the long past. You kind of take a moment to reminisce and think about how nice it would be to have some vehicles of war with you right now.
I haven't seen it personally, but my ancestors have taken down quite a few. Commonplace back in the old day. Not
Any-
really recently, though.
Any of those old stories give any hints?
If only we had the technology to back in Gafar, things would be so much easier.
Yeah. Yeah, when he mentioned siege weapons, good old Gavarian tech was the first thing that popped to mind. Okay.
Just gotta make Volk some bigger bullets, that's all.
But would Volk know any sort of like secret Gavarian thing? Because her parents were dragon hunters. That specifically was the thing that they were basically doing.
Give me a history check, please.
Okay.
With advantage for
Oh,
Gavarian
with
lineage.
advantage. Yes,
Oh,
indeed, with advantage.
Advantage.
And I will guidance you.
I'll just re-roll it with advantage. Okay.
Yeah, I
Remember.
roll a 1d4 and on top. Okay,
16.
16.
Alright. Not too bad. Here's what you know. Dragons are inherently resistant to a specific form of damage, usually elemental, though gem dragons are weird. What you're dealing with here is likely a red dragon. A very old red dragon, so fire is out of the question. What's also likely is that, like most dragons, it is an adept flyer, highly likely boasting great strength and vitality. And similar to most dragons, they are indomitable creatures. Even magic can't really stick to them easily. Your best bet is to have some way to reach it while it's still in the skies. If the dragon is staying away from combat, most of your allies are going to be shit useless. And you do know that most of your forces in the army are melee combatants. So any ranged soldiers you have is for the best. And the obvious tip is, don't stay close to one another. A dragon's dragon breath is notoriously destructive. However, when dealing with an older dragon, they have a tendency to sort of grow their weaponry the older they are. So even if you are pretty far apart, it's likely you can still get caught in the dragon's fiery breath. As for dealing with elder dragons, well, in the past it required entire armies to bring them down. And in Tales of Dragon Slayers being able to do so, they did so through meticulous planning, stalking the creature, and then ambushing it. This is a nightmare scenario where you're attacking it in its lair. You're gonna be the first person to actually probably get away with it should you survive.
This is what Volk would iterate to the party.
And just to
I like our odds.
check, when I was talking earlier about the dragon layer theory, that checks out with your history, your knowledge on dragons of this ilk, right?
Would it, Jen?
Yes, it would. And you would also know it's not finished, so it should not have access to its layer's destructive powers. Not yet.
When do I think it'll be done?
Once the castle falls.
Yep.
Volk will say that as well, being like, at least it's not entirely captured it as a lair just yet.
That's good. Thank you for corroborating. I was honestly going off of some books I'd read, but it's good to have an expert's opinion on this. Okay.
And again, if we need to get the dragon down, I might be the best way to do so.
There's one thing that's in my mind, which is there's a spell that if we can get access to it might also be able to help us out. But probably need a fucking wizard. Just having a quick check. Am I right on that? Is it a wizard spell?
It's also a druid spell.
Yes. Oh, and we do have druids. And it's a relatively low level one. If I could message ahead to the other forces when the centaur druids arrive, I could get one of them to, or a couple of them to make sure they have Earthbind prepared. If he's deciding that he wants to stay airborne, maybe we drag him down to our level.
Fight him in the dirt.
You might have something in place for that.
Yeah, no, his natural instinct would be to fly directly into lava as he falls. But if we were able to draw him out... Okay, I'm obviously going to be doing sending to the other forces, to our army, to see what their ETA looks like. Before I do that, what people think in terms of how we approach this? Galerin says...
Well, we've got to keep our numbers small, so infiltration team sounds like the way to go.
Galerin says his forces can hold this gate for us. We need this gate open for the army, and this one, and we need them basically open simultaneously. Jed, obviously,
Yes?
this is a interpretive map done by Galerin and all this sort of stuff, but roughly what kind of distance is that in real terms?
Should be about an hour, maybe 2 hours.
Okay, in terms of feet.
You're not sure.
Okay.
Human feet or dragon feet?
I was just thinking there that if we do have at least 2 people who have access to Dimension Door. But,
Yeah, I think Volk still has trauma about that.
well,
Also, no. Dimension Door is not going to be
yeah,
able to do you much good teleporting between gates.
yeah. So the thing is, if we're splitting our personal party, whoever we're leaving back here is just staying back here. There's no way they're going to be able to catch up to the rest of us to make it into the castle. So whoever we're sending to deal with this gate is going to be holding the line there against the come down of our forces advancing in.
Well, who do we think has that kind of staying power? Obviously, we're going to want Volk in the advance unit.
Absolutely.
I need to get into the castle.
Do we leave one of us or one of our auxiliaries? We probably don't want to leave Kage behind.
No, Kage's our killer. We need him in there. If we can either get Kage this thing onto ground level or get Kage up onto its back, I very much have faith in him to be able to take Ember's wings off.
Well, more than just the wings, I'm
Just
sure.
a little thumbs up.
So, what do we do? Okay, out of...
How about I help you with a visual?
Sure.
Here's your tokens. You can drag them wherever you feel you wish to place your people in, and I'll also drag in Galeran because you have convinced him to help you.
Okay. So, meta question here. Do we want to have the NPCs do this gate? We play the NPCs doing that, and then our main party do this gate.
It's not the worst idea in the world. Honestly,
That is the largest gate. Stands to reason it would be the most defended.
Yep. But like,
yeah, that does make sense.
as a meta question, do we want to just do that, where we have the NPC characters take this gate, we as players control them doing that, and then we swap over? Jen, are you cool with us doing that as an option, by the way?
You can do absolutely whatever you want. It's your choice.
Yeah, just in case you don't want us like fully controlling the NPCs for an entire session of taking this gate.
The idea is, in this session, you get both gates open, but if you just get one, that's also fine.
Okay, so, okay, let's see. Hopping back into in character.
It's incredible and mildly annoying that none of the walls have fallen already.
Can I quickly out of character for just one
Must be
second?
dwarven.
You see these fucking dying light people? Fading light, whatever.
The fading light, yeah.
And we just... They're going to fall in with our forces, yeah?
Yes.
And we're opening up with these gates to get our forces in.
Yes.
So we need to do that before our forces get there.
Yes. Or as they arrive, effectively.
Can we send a message to these fading light fuckers and go, right, okay, prove your goddamn metal, come help us do this?
It's not a bad shout. I could definitely sending to them to be like, hey, this is what we're doing. We need you to hold this outer gate against the Krumdanvar forces. What you got?
Because respectfully, like, obviously, I'm saying this out of character because Sue would never suggest something like this. But respectfully, I don't mind losing them.
Yeah.
You know, they're not exactly my favorite people in the world.
Yeah.
So
They do
having
kinda suck.
Jen, roughly how many of them do we have?
The forces of... so you have at least 1,000 Fading Light followers.
Holy shit.
Only about 100 or so are actually, like, divine magic casters.
Oh, don't
Most
worry,
of
I
them are-
didn't ask.
Most of them are literal villagers they've grabbed along the way, and they formed a mob, essentially.
Yeah. Their
So,
numbers
okay.
almost dwarf the entire force we brought over from Gradina.
Yeah, right, okay. So I vote.
If you remember, they were more. These are half their numbers, because the other half defected.
Yeah.
I vote that we take the, like, band of riled up fascists that we've got,
Mhm.
right? And we throw them at one of the gates. And at barest minimum, I expect the weight of the corpses to open it for us.
Solid plan.
Okay, so here's the thing. I don't think attacking either of these gates from the outside is going to work. I think we need to have people like use Galeran's pathways, like his little rat ways, to get in and like open the gates from the out, like the inside. I think what's probably best to do with the Fading Light is basically once this gate is open, have them literally just form a line here, and basically when because the Krumdanvar have like camps outside of the main city, they've several. And basically, the Fading Light just basically form a line, and when the Krumdanvar come in, they're just like, nope. fuck off.
Yep. You know what? Yeah, exactly. We just have them post up outside gate numero uno here.
Yeah.
And just be a wall of flesh.
Yeah.
And then Tuari and the B team holds the second gate, and then we take the third.
I mean, Tuari and their crew probably can, start moving towards gate number 2 to hold that as well. Basically move in with our army, the Grundina army. Basically, join up with that and move in with that. Now, question again here: if we're splitting up our forces so that we have our NPCs doing this gate, we have more NPC. Oh, sorry.
I don't think we should have only NPCs do that gate, because I think we should have some original party members in there to help them just in case, because the second gate will not matter if the first gate cannot be opened.
Yeah.
So we need to secure the first gate at the very least. And then the second gate will most likely be the less guarded one, in my opinion. It could be more guarded, but I think that with the majority of the party being in the second gate, it should be able to be easier.
The thing I'm worried about is if we leave a party member back here, they are basically once this gate gets open, the party that are here are gonna just make for the castle, and we're talking hours of movement to get between the various gates and move through the city. This party will likely just go into the castle and probably have to deal directly with Ember. So if there was a party member that we have left all the way back here, there's no way they're getting in to help with the Ember fight, so that's one less body we have for that.
I don't think we're going to be doing the Ember fight, though, until, later on, because we're making our way to the inner castle area. I think if we do it fast enough, I think the reason why we're trying to do this fast enough is that Ember will not notice, so we have time to go into the inner city that's protected and come up with a plan of how to deal with Ember with everyone there. Because I don't think we should fight Ember right now. I really don't think that's a good idea. I think we just need to get in now.
Party pooper.
I'm sorry. This is what Volk would say.
No, it's valid. It's valid. I'm a little concerned about the fact that, when this party here move in, there's likely going to be some shit to deal with in here. And I don't like the idea of us going in without the full party on that. But you do have a point in regards to, we're probably not going to be directly engaging with Ember once we're in. It's just there's probably going to be some shit to deal with in here.
The problem is
if that's the case. Sorry, go ahead.
I understand that we probably do need the full party, but this is type of an area where we cannot exhaust all of our resources together as an entire party, because there's going to be other things that our characters are going to have to do. So the people who can expend less resources should go and do that if there is something to deal with at the inner gate. We have to be careful what we can do here, because we don't have a lot of time, nor do we have a lot of ability to be able to rest here peacefully.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think if we split teams, then the primary team should be together, and the one that takes the castle with the NPCs holding the outer gates.
You were going to say, Jay?
Do we think the NPCs are going to actually be able to do that, though?
Tuari's in there, and she hits like a fucking mule.
Yeah.
True, and we now have New Tabris.
New Tabris is a fucking beast. I'm not worried about whether they can take this gate or not as a group. I think they absolutely can. But I do agree that, effectively, if we look at this party comp as it currently stands, right? I haven't looked at all of their stat blocks, but what we have here is fighter, probably ranger, maybe fighter, bullshit paladin, sword and art barbarian, bard, whatever in the hell Ayla is, and Estrella as a rogue.
Sir Cathra also has the ability to call on reinforcements and stuff.
That's not bad, but what I would note is, in terms of healing, it's Huldrum. And that's maybe kind of it. And even then,
didn't we see from his list he ain't great at that.
Yeah, he's not a great healer. So,
Tabris does not have lay on hands as well.
no, he do smite, and that's about it. So the thing is, if we
He throws hands, he doesn't lay them on.
if we look at this as like a party working together, they don't really have the ability to heal themselves up and like keep going.
We could have Superbia or Benevolt be with them.
Yeah, we could leave Benevolt back as a back, and like maybe just Benevolt and leave Sue, because again, you guys definitely need a healer on your side as well. So if we leave Benevolt back here and we pull Sue forward, that leaves us with two reasonably powerful healers on both sides.
I think Volk should stay back as well and help with the entrance gate.
I'd kind of like...
I want to bang bang near Dragon Boy.
Yeah, I kind of liked the idea of you being here in case, you know, dragons start actually being like, oh, well, Ember himself isn't going to see this worth him getting involved, but he's going to call in some boys.
A part of me does want Volk to go up to the castle, because I feel like that makes sense, but it's also like... I think it also makes sense for Volk to be like, I want to stay here with these people because we're going to basically leave them by themselves when they're more of a disconnected part of the group, and I want to make sure that they're safe and able to go in with she trusts the party. She knows the party can handle themselves, but she wants to make sure the NPCs can get in there as well.
Okay. Okay, so for thinking in terms of distribution here, we definitely want... So, Benevolt there is healer. I think Huldrum should be up at the other gate because he has more technical knowledge about what's going on with the gate itself. So I think it makes sense to put him up here.
Things we need both healers maybe for the help of the thing down there.
All right, so we have the Dying Light, and we have the Hawkmere people. Could we leave those two groups watching the outer two gates while us and the NPCs storm the castle?
I mean, the thing is, the NPCs are going to be... the NPCs are going to be... When our army, when the Krondina army comes in, our army, like, they're going to be coming in... The NPCs will be coming in with that, so, like, Benevolt and Volk will join up with the army and march in, kind of thing. Again, I think the problem with the Fading Light and Galaran's forces is that we need people here on the inside of the city taking this out. The Fading Light's not going to be inside the city. They'll be outside trying to come in with our army. And Galaran's forces will be with us, but it's like 20 people. And I'm not confident in their ability to split themselves between doing this and helping us here. So... in terms of distribution again, where are we thinking of placing other people? Okay, so Ayla there.
This is what I'm thinking of currently. Like, this kind of, like, makes sense in my head.
Yeah. I would say maybe Kage on the inner gate. That work for you,
Kage in the inner gate. That he needs to be there. You need to go just full ham on everyone. Tori, I think, can stay with us.
Yeah, on the main gate.
My main question is, where does Tabris go?
Tabris is maybe one of our most powerful assets.
So, yeah, I think, to be honest with you, I've been thinking about the best way to do this.
Yeah.
I think basically just strapping Superbia to Tabris's back for the vast majority of the time is not the worst idea in the world.
Yeah, especially with his guardian abilities, like making sure that she's not in direct danger might be the best call. Yeah, no, I think...
And on top of all of that, she has what's it fucking called? Let me get the ability up. Warding wings. So if something's about to hit him, she can just swoop in and stop it.
Okay.
Active wings, pardon.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Ash goes where Kage goes, so...
Okay, you two are there. I will Yeah, I'd say we'll pop Sue up in the... Yeah, up with that force there. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 up there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But if Ash and Kage are going together, then that'll be 7 up here. Mind if I move your tokens up there?
Go for it.
Yeah. I can't move Kage. Okay, Kage moves himself. Okay.
I think we
Only
might actually
Kage
have us
moves
down here.
Kage.
Or another party member to come down here.
Abris is not leaving Sue.
Okay, yeah, I forgot.
Yep. Tabris.
Yeah, she's yodeling on his back, I think, was the plan.
Yeah, that loyal marker on his character now means he physically can't get away from Sue. It's part of him now.
It is ordained.
Technically speaking, neither can Dante, but
Right,
Actually, we can have Wrathous come back with us.
that's okay. So that's 1.
Yeah, we don't want Catboy in the same group with Sue. That's going to be bad news.
Then
oh
Yeah.
no, he fell off the wall.
5.
This is Fire Emblem rules. We need him with you to either develop your trust ranking.
He fell off the wall onto my sword 157 times.
Okay, hear me
Oh
out.
no.
Hear me out.
Anywhere.
We put Dante in here because there will be more bodies for him to work with.
Yep, put the necromancer where there's going to be necromancer.
You make a valid point.
Mhm.
I think Alina with us would be.
Yeah,
good.
splitter sorcerers.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Never mind.
Oh, she did it. Don't worry, guys. She sorted it. It's fixed. She got it.
Alina just gets in the castle. I have done it. I won.
Yay! Objective complete.
Very well. Excellent. It appears you have selected 2 groups.
There.
Is this your final choices?
I think it is.
You see, when you say it like that,
Oh, Gavin is a tank, and so is the another person. I'm a little bit worried, but everything should be fine, hopefully.
Yeah, no,
Very well.
Tawari is a physical tank, so...
Mhm.
Everyone has at least one character that they can have control of on both situations.
Alright, who wants to?
Yeah, I'll have Tuari.
You can determine that in a moment. Before
Sure.
I say anything, are you waiting for your forces to arrive in the capital, or are you enacting this plan before they do so?
So what Benevolt's going to do is he is going to cast Sending to... give me 1 second, just to grab his name. The not annoying one, Anton Schall. So, give me just a second to compose what we're doing here, because I'm going to need to think about
Alright.
words. So, feel free to do other stuff while I'm typing.
Of course. As it is already shown, before you go out, Galarian will offer the party a choice. He has 2 spell scrolls. One of them he will give to his talons on the second gate to use for their own safety, but the other he will give to you depending on which side you want to use it on. He can offer you a scroll of silence, or he can offer you a scroll of Cone of Cold.
We can take the silence. They can take the cone of cold because Alina can do cone of cold, right?
Yes, Alina
That
has
is
access
correct.
to Cone of Cold, so yeah, give the other group Cone of Cold and we'll take silence on our gate. Additionally,
You want silence with Benevolt?
yes, I think so, yeah.
Alright, if that's your choice.
Mainly because we have the one rogue in the party with us, and
Not anymore.
The thing is, if we cast
Oh,
silence on
Kage.
us, we
Oh,
can
no.
just...
I took a rogue level.
oh dear, oh god, oh no,
Oh!
Rogue fighter buddy!
oh,
I was going to say, where's
sweet
Joel when you
Jesus.
need him?
Well,
Also,
Kage
for
just
those
got
of you on
scarier.
the second gate, you will be given disguises, which is essentially the right paint job for your armament so that you can blend in with the traitor forces. Otherwise, your attempt to advance into the gate would be impossible.
Sue will go put the wig back on.
I'm going to draw on the curly mustache and pointed goatee.
Yes, I am evil, Silverr. It really wasn't a phase.
Oh no.
Oh boy.
It was just the beginning.
It's
very
phase
well.
1.
Excellent. Then, if that's the case,
Currently composing.
I need to go get them then. One sec. I'm waiting for the message to be sent.
Yep.
Other than that, you will get the benefits of a long rest if you're waiting for your army to advance to the capital.
Yeah, I think we are. Let me see now. Okay, let me just do a quick word count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12,
Yay.
13, 14, 15, 16,
Those back
17,
on.
18, 19, 20, 21. Okay.
I'm going to take this opportunity to BRB. I'll be back in just a second. Okay?
No worries.
We need to clarify which gate they need to enter through.
The southern gate.
Yep. So that's 22. So
Hopefully the choice of splitting the party is not going to be... It's going to be my fault if it doesn't work out that well.
I mean, we'll see how we go. If nothing else, everybody is able to control, like, a person involved in each engagement, so it should be fine.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. When you are...
How bad could this possibly go?
Death.
Hey, we thought about this strategically. At
The
least we
campaign
tried
ends here. That's how bad.
Yep.
I'm saying we tried to do this strategically, Jen. You have to give us credit for that.
I do.
By the way, Aries, one additional thing just to note.
Yeah?
By the fact that we're on the outer gate here, we have statistically increased the likelihood that you're going to run into Patron.
Oh, God!
You hadn't even thought of that. You hadn't even considered that one, had you?
No, I didn't. Oh,
This
God.
sounds familiar. What is it from?
Hi,
Jen?
hi, destined rival. Hi, my friend. Been a while.
Okay. This is 25 words. Spearheart, we are at Ruvella. Going to open the southern gate for you to enter. We will move when you are ready. On your mark.
Very well.
And I will mark off the spell slot.
You will receive a response. Spearheart. We will advance the southern gate. When we appear, we await your sign. See you soon.
Okay, he didn't give us a time, so that's super unhelpful. We'll need to get Galarin to just give us scouts to keep eyes on when they see an advancing army, and we'll just need to be ready to move whenever.
How do you want to give the signal?
Honestly, probably the easiest thing is... God, if we had a druid, Skywrite would be so useful right now. How often does that ever get said?
Twice a campaign, at least.
I could fire 2 or 3 shots from my gun. That could technically count as a ready thing.
I don't know if that's going to be much of a signal, considering there's an active battlefield, and probably get lost in the general drone. We need something visible, something they can visually see. Entire city's burning. Something big. needs some kind of signal.
From one of these towers, we could hang up something.
A banner, yeah, maybe.
Easily spottable with a spyglass.
It's not a bad shout, actually. Yeah.
Quiet.
Tell you what. Let's see if we can't do some arts and crafts and come up with a banner to signal them with. I can do another sending to let them know what the signal will be.
Alright, everyone, give them your clothes.
Oh no.
Volk looks upset to take. Oh, sorry.
Oh, okay.
Volk would just be like, "No, not my Gavarian fine threads that I have. No,
What my drip?
My drip.
not my drip."
Ash is already stripped to the waist.
No, Ash, appreciated, but not right now. I'm gonna ask Galarin if he can spare us a tent tarp.
Ah, yeah, you'll be given a tent tarp. What does your flag look like? Like a white flag?
I'm thinking what we do is we get
It's the international flag of surrender, Jen.
Yeah.
Wait.
Do we have a symbol? Like, is there a symbol from? Or there actually there is. There's the symbol
Come
for.
up with our logo.
There's the symbol from Condina, isn't there?
Yes.
Condinian.
The three crowns. So, the United Crowns Alliance has the three crowns.
Yes, that actually might not be a bad idea because that symbolizes both the army that we're like the country that we're defending and also the army that we're signaling to. The United Crowns Alliance banner might not be a bad shout.
The tents are blue, if I remember.
Yeah, they are. So if we do
They are.
Yeah, if we basically get out some. If we can get any white paint from these guys, which might be the biggest ask that we have, we might be able to just do the United Crowns Alliance symbol.
Funny you say that. Curathos looks over and goes, "White paint?"
No, seriously?
He pulls out a bucket.
I have a disguise
How-
kit, but that works.
How many buckets do you have on you?
Oh, I have a few. Arts and crafts.
That's wonderful. Okay, let's get to work and make up a flag.
Volk will gently elbow Benevolt to get his attention, just kind of softly says,
Hmm?
"Yeah, apparently you can do every art, dance and music and whatever. It's kind of nice." She kind of twirls her hair a little bit.
Give me 1 second here. 1 sec. Do. Boop.
I think our
Benevolt
device.
Looks you in the eye and cocks an eyebrow very slowly. Oh, really?
I'm back.
I mean, yeah, he's a jack of all trades, apparently. It's quite interesting.
Very interesting. Very interesting indeed.
I think our flag should be a black middle finger on a red field.
Actually, I was... Jen, I have a really weird question. I'm so sorry.
Yeah?
Is there a Gavarian flag of the equivalent of "We hate dragons" or a middle finger to dragons?
That is the Gavarian flag, actually.
It is
The
just
normal
their
Gavarian flag.
It's a
The normal
broken.
Gavarian flag.
It's a broken Gavarian skull or dragon skull.
If I may take your attention for but a brief moment, to show you the imperial flag of Gavaria, it is in fact a shattered dragon skull. That's their symbol.
Mm-hmm. The most
She's
go
Bruh.
fuck your dragons symbol you possibly could conceive of.
on
That's
the back of the flag. Volk will do a tiny Gavarian flag behind it.
I kind of adore that the Gavarian flag is literally just "Don't tread on me," but for dragons.
Mm.
Don't step
I mean,
on
that it's all of the different houses
No
have
step.
different ones as well. Let me find this.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. The House of War is an impaled head. The House of Death is a rotting head.
I'm so glad I'm Gavarian.
No.
The green one's a head, but it's missing its lower jaw.
Yeah, no, Volk. Well, I feel like, as much of an artist as he is, he could probably use an extra pair of hands. You want to help him out with this little craft project there?
I'm not really good at that kind of stuff, but
Oh, come
er-
on. It's a big banner. How hard can you mess it up?
Ash smirks and he says, "I bet he's good with his hands."
Oh boy.
I suppose I was mean to put a little something on the back of the flag, so sure, I can help.
Yeah, by all means. Benevolt smirks to himself and moves on to doing another sending to Anton to just be like, we will hang a banner of the United Crowns Alliance outside of one of the towers to signal your advance. I don't know if that was 25 words. I didn't even count that one. I just went for it.
You receive a reply. Spearheart. Very well. We'll see the banner and we'll storm. We do have some support from Baramont on the sky.
Baramont?
If you are in danger, you should receive reinforcements quickly.
Baramont on the sky? What the hell does that mean? Could I roll int to see if I have any idea what the hell that means?
History check.
Yeah. Benevolt's like, Baramont? Who? Oof, 9. Nope.
That's peculiar. But that's a nice fun fact. Great.
Anyone know who the hell Baramont on the sky is? Apparently, aerial support is coming in or something? This name sounds
Can I roll history, Jen?
Yeah, of course.
DC's
Are
probably
we
going to go
all
up because I
Yogelmonkey?
fucked it up.
It's an escalating DC, so sure, 11 fails.
Oh my
well,
god.
actually, no, it doesn't. It doesn't because you have talked about this. Back when you were talking to the Baron of Verdant the Lion, he had mentioned how the House of Hawkmere had its griffins being taken by the House of Baramont, and how they were now responsible for raising them. If you remember, Galerian had said that it was his ancestors that were specifically the ones to introduce the griffin flying cavalry to the United Crown's forces.
Okay, I'm going to politely ask Galerin if he and his forces could just temporarily be cool with the fact that they are going to be assisted by the people who took their griffins. Because while it's bad that he's pissed off now, it's worse if he's pissed off on a battlefield.
I'm gonna be real honest with you, Benevolt.
Oh, thank God.
I was upset about that a long time ago. I just don't care anymore. All I care about is seeing Luciana, maybe in the future. And God bless me, I survived to see tomorrow. Those are my thoughts right now.
Okay.
And if the Divine is feeling generous, maybe I can see some more lives saved out of this. All in all, I can't let my own hatred fester. I don't have the privilege, you see.
I don't think they'd be mind giving you one. It's courtesy, of course. You're one of the soldiers helping us. I don't see anything wrong with it.
He scowls and he looks away, shaking his head.
Well, just thought I'd let you know. We have managed to coordinate with our forces. We'll be placing this banner on the towers to signal to them that they should start advancing once we have the gate open. So, that is the current plan. We've decided to distribute our forces between the two gates to make sure they open simultaneously.
Very well done. I'll get my talons ready.
I think first thing
And
tomorrow
if,
was get ready to start moving.
Does anyone else want to do anything else before your rest and preparations being considered done? Talk to anyone, do anything? Your choice.
I have a thing I want to do, but I'm gonna leave it until tomorrow morning. But what I can do actually. Actually, do I have the money for this? Is it sacrificed? Oh, it's the incense is sacrificed. Okay. Can I ask Holdrum if he has any incense I can borrow.
He should have.
Well, actually, hang on.
How much do you need?
Never mind. I have my own block of incense from when I first rolled up Benevolt. It came with my Cleric, and I haven't used it up until this point. Cool. All right, that should do. Okay, so ask. I'm just thinking of maybe doing divination. But I'm just going to have a quick read over the spell. Actually, you know what? I'll post the spell and just see what everybody thinks. So yeah. I can ask a single question concerning a specific goal, event, or activity to occur within 7 days. GM offers a truthful reply. The reply might be short, cryptic phrase or cryptic rhyme or an omen. The spell does not account for any possible circumstances that might change the outcome, such as the casting of additional spells or the loss or gain of a companion. If you cast spell 2 times before finishing your next long rest, there's a cumulative 25% chance of each casting after the first that you get a random reading. Because of Benevolt's subclass, he can ignore that 25% chance on the second casting.
What's your divination?
That's I'm thinking just what question we should be asking here. What is there anything particular people would like me to ask Big Bahamut, Big Dragon Boy?
Is Ember gonna get involved?
That's actually a really no, that's the correct question. There are multiple options. That's the correct one. Okay. Yeah. Okay, the exact wordings of the question. Obviously, I don't think Bahamut's going to screw me on, oh, you didn't word it quite right, monkey's paw, but just to make it absolutely clear why I'm asking.
Bahamut might. Bahamut wouldn't. Jen might, but Bahamut wouldn't.
Yeah. Specific phrasing of this. If we advance into the city to take the capital, or to take the castle, or no, the capital, make it broad. Take the capital.
Ignore that.
Will Ember get involved and attack us?
The fun thing about divination is you can receive the reply in the form of not just an answer. It may just be an omen.
Mm-hmm.
And when you ask this question, you see Ember look down upon the United Crowned Alliance forces that storm through the gates. And as they do, you see Ember look towards the castle, where his gaze focuses on a band of people that break through the barrier as it shatters. It smiles, and then it leaves, flying away. It will not fight for the Krandanumba. It will not oppose you.
Benevolt, basically the way that Benevolt casts this is that he pulls out the two-sided talisman of Bahamut, the one that he's been using for augury, and he, rather than tossing it into the air like a coin, he's just kind of holding it between two of his fingers and allowing it to spin in front of him while he kind of closes his eyes and goes into a slight trance. And when you when he comes out of it, he drops the coin as he just kind of catches a breath and goes, "Oh, oh, that's new. Okay, yep, new spell. Not used to it. Okay, cool. Okay, so I've seen some stuff. I saw Ember seeing our forces advancing into the city. He looked over towards the castle. When he saw us, I saw him seeing us. That was weird. We moved into the castle through the barrier. The barrier cracked. He was pleased about that, and then he flew away, deciding not to help the Krandanumba with taking the castle. I don't know why he would want to give up his lair here. I don't know why he wants us to go into the castle but doesn't want to directly engage with us. This is fucking weird.
Unless when we enter the castle, it tips the scales in their favor somehow.
Yeah.
Sue is finally going to stop navel gazing and pipe up. Do we know what's actually going on at the castle?
Near as we can infer, the king is in there. His clerics are praying to keep the barrier up. Other than that, we really don't know anything. That dragon that we killed claimed that they had taken the castle and killed the king, but by the mere fact the barrier's up, that... I was about to say it's not likely, but... No, we actually don't know what's going on in there.
I have a weird question. Jen, is this barrier any sort of connection to Helm at all? Do I feel any sort of ping? Because I was...
You do.
So, is it possible that it isn't the right of protection?
Oh, it is the right of protection, but no one has asked Holdrum about it.
That's fair.
Volker, I think, would ask Holdrum at this point because she's noticing like this is Helm's handiwork, not something that she. Holdrum, what is the right of protection with this barrier thingy? How does it work?
Oh, well, it is a trial of faith. The leading priest must start praying and cannot stop praying. If he does, the barrier falls. Then he needs 3 voices to plead to the divine 3 different gods: Helm, Torm, and Tyr. As all 3 together pray, the first being the Archpriest, the 3 being the Channelers, a congregation needs to be consistently both praying and providing for the needs of the priests. That's the problem. I am certain that the congregation can take away the effects of exhaustion, but from what I remember, it drains the treasury.
Burns gold in order to keep the spell up, that makes sense.
What happens if it breaks? What causes it to break?
If there is a lapse in concentration, even for but a single moment, the barrier would shatter, and the rite would need to start again.
So our entrance into the castle will be likely enough of a surprise to them that they will break concentration. That's what Ember's waiting for. But why doesn't he care
Wants
about
us
the
to
castle?
drop the barrier.
Exactly. But why doesn't he want the capital? He leaves when he sees the barrier break. He's going to all the trouble to turn this place into his lair, and yet the second that the barrier drops and he has the opportunity to take the castle, he leaves. Why?
Can I see if Holdrum is actually a dwarf and not a dragon in disguise?
Oops, secret dragon.
Sure, make an insight check.
Make a check?
Insight.
Just
Go
give
get
a
Alina.
sniff. Oof.
That is it's a minimum because I'm a
Right.
inquisitive rogue.
Yep.
So that would be
16? Okay,
no,
so
the roll.
minimum
14.
roll.
Any no, yeah.
14. Cool.
Let's see what we
You-
roll.
To the best of your ability, you can discern that Holdrum is a dwarven cleric.
Can't Alina just smell through this shit?
Yes. She
Alina
does.
comes up and takes a big whiff
Whiff
of
of dwarf.
Holdrum, and he goes, "What the fuck?"
You reek of dragon.
Don't worry, she
She
does that.
turns back towards the rest of the party, and before she can speak, she goes catatonic. Her player will be arriving shortly.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I can try asking another question at this point. It's a ritual spell. It's not going to eat up any of my magic. It just takes time.
Well, we currently have some.
But
Well, the question could be, why doesn't Amber care about the barrier possibly falling? Why leave?
But the thing is, the question has to be about a specific goal or event or activity. I suppose, yes, I could ask about the event of...
Why does Ember leave when the barrier falls?
That's about motivation, though, not about an event. It's possible that Bahamut might not be able to specifically give me that.
Where does she go?
That's actually a better one. Where would after the barrier falls, where does Ember go? That's specifically to an event rather than to motivation and cause.
Nothing, sorry.
Okay. I'm going to try this one more time. And thankfully, I don't think I can fuck this up. Right, Jen?
Smiles.
Reduce the chance by 25%. The chance is increased by increased by a cumulative of 25%. These cancel each other out. I am fine.
Correct. So, what is the question you ask Bahamut?
Okay. Bahamut. Once the barrier drops, where does Ember go? Where does he flee to?
Another vision. You are flying over the plains, over forests, over a mountain. Many mountain tops. You see in the distance a stone mausoleum. A great edifice on the side of the mountain, carved to face the stars. You break through the stone walls. You look inside. You see something you desire. There is hope. There is uncertainty. Belief that this is where you will find what you seek. Because if it's not here, you don't know where it is. But what that thing is, it looks like a big obsidian? Like a big pointy obsidian.
Son of a bitch! God damn it! Oh,
And then your vision
fuck.
ends.
Okay, give me a
What the
second.
fuck is that?
I know what this is.
I know exactly what this is. Give me a sec to get back into character. God fucking damn it. Jed, you torture me. You torture me so. Alright. Benevolt, once again, breathes heavily as he comes out of the vision. Oh, God, dragons fly so fast. Holy shit. Ah. Okay. Kind of, once he manages to refocus, looks up to Ayla. He's going to the observatory. The second that barrier drops, he's going to go to the observatory. He's looking for something up there. A black stone, like a big black stone, like a, what's it called? You know those really flat ones that are pointy at the top?
I'm not sure what it is you're referring to, but if it's going for the observatory, why?
Whatever this pointy black, again, the word is on the tip of my tongue. It's flat on all sides, but it's pointy, like, and tall. It has a point on the top. Anyone know what those are called?
Right, roll history.
Sure. Or Arcana. Either works.
Obelisk.
Obelisk works, yeah.
Here.
That is 15. That is a 19.
Monolith works also.
Monolith?
Yes, one of those. Yeah. Ember wants it, like, really bad. Wants it more than anything else, and he isn't even 100% sure it's up there. Just that if it's not there, he has no idea where the fuck else it could be. So, chances are good it's up there. I don't know what this obelisk...
Sorry, you keep going, sorry.
I don't know what this monolith is or why it matters so much to Ember, but apparently it's so important that he... Wait a second.
Do we think it's important to the Kremdanovar war effort, or is this a side quest?
No, it's not important to the Kremdanovar war effort. Remember, we found out that there was a splinter in their faction. Their forces aren't aligned along the same modus operandi. Panjed didn't give a shit about the arsehole, you know who, but the dragons do. There is a splinter in their factions. They're working together because they have enough common interests that they align, but the Kremdanovar forces want the capital. Ember doesn't. Ember's only here because his presence here and creating these lava pools and stuff like that serves the Kremdanovar's control of the city, long enough for them to take the capital. Once that job's done, Ember's obligations to the Kremdanovar are over, and he can go do what he needs to do, which is get to the observatory. That's why Ember's here. The Kremdanovar don't give a shit about whatever this monolith obelisk thing is, but Ember is the only reason that Ember even bothered joining forces with them.
What does the monolith do?
I have absolutely no idea.
Would Volk know as a Gavarian? Any sort of history that she's aware
That's
of?
hilarious that you're saying this. Temporal manipulation does stop me from accurately predicting what could happen on the Saturday game to make sure that you know for certain whether or not the obelisk is put to use. But, but in the event that things go very bad, that's the only time where it shouldn't be used. I'll tell you this. Give me a history check, please.
I will guidance
and
Volk.
we'll see depending on the results.
Specifically Volk or anybody else?
Volk is the only one who can make this check, because Volk is the only Gavarian person in the group.
Volk, take a fucking inspiration and also take a guidance.
Yeah, I was guidancing as well, but yeah. I'll mark off one of the group inspirations, because this is important. There we go. And roll 1d4 on top of that, please. Here we go.
17.
17. You know that back in the Gavarian frontier, there was an incident where a black monolith was discovered by a group of individuals. A group hired by the ruling blade of the region. They had discovered the monolith as well as an object of power, and something or other had transpired. But what you do know for certain is that the monolith was seeked out by the Kremdanovar so much that they had assaulted the city to get it, with evidence to a white dragon proclaiming that with the obelisk there will be no barrier between space to stop the dragons from taking what is theirs.
And how long ago was that, Jen?
Technically speaking, that should be about 3 years ago.
Hey!
Oh, well, 2 years now.
We have found out the separation of us from the Saturday game. Continuity established.
3 years ahead of them?
Yep.
What the fuck did you people do?
They can fuck us up something fierce if they want to. They can really just screw us over, continuity-wise.
Oh, as if they haven't been fucking doing that already.
Oh my god. Hey, it's fine. It's okay. But Volk would kind of pause for a second as she hears obsidian monolith obelisk, and she just stops moving. And she's just kind of staring up blankly into the distance for a few seconds, as she's just like, this is bad. This is really bad. We need to stop Ember before they get there.
What is it? What is it that we're dealing with here?
If that monolith is actually there, the Dragonstorm is a problem, because it can open up sometimes, you know?
Right.
That obsidian keeps it open to their space, there is no... It's a bridge.
Fuck. Okay. New plan. We need to try and figure out how to get to the observatory ASAP.
We also need to
But
help
that's
here.
outside the city,
Yes.
in the mountains.
Yes, it is. But the simple fact is, we can't allow Ember to get that obelisk. There's just no way we can allow it to happen. I know that we kind of got sidetracked from your whole thing, Ayla, but turns out you're right. We needed to get up there, and we should have listened.
No, that's not the problem now. I don't think we can move towards the observatory. Your people are coming. If we are not here, they're all going to die.
Fuck. There's got to be some way. We have knowledge here. We know what Ember is going to do. We know exactly what he's planning. There's got to be some way we can fuck over that plan.
What if we don't move into the castle, we move on Ember?
We kill him.
If we tried to fight that thing head on, I'm not saying there's not a chance of it, but it's slim. It is.
We've got a Kage and a Volk. I think we can handle it.
Ella ponders, what if you wound it? Not kill it.
Make it so it can't fly off, or at least get up to
Well,
the observatory.
Make it so that it doesn't feel comfortable flying to the mountains. You said yourself it's not certain, right?
Yes, there's always a chance that these things can, actions and spells and stuff like that can alter the direction of fate.
Well, we've seen that the dragons are very selfish. Do you think it would go after that treasure, or go save its own hide?
It's hard to tell. Ember's personality
It
is...
probably won't expect us to attack it.
Probably won't. Its vision is of us going into the castle, and when we break the barrier, it seems pleased, as though it expected us to do that. If we go after
So
directly...
we don't want to do that.
Yeah. I've got another idea. We do still have one more card that we haven't realistically played here. Now, it's a long shot because we've already snubbed him. But if I tell Durabane that Ember is going after the obelisk in the observatory, he seems like a guy who's knowledgeable enough that he might know what the fuck that's about. And he might be willing to go and try and at least make it harder for Ember to get his hands on it. I could give it a shot. I don't know if Durabane's willing to listen to me after we didn't turn up when we told him to meet us at House Hawkmere, but... Well, at the very least, he probably met some of the people that were sent there to set up the mana for you, Volk, so... At least he wouldn't have assumed that we were setting up an ambush for him. Okay.
If we can delay Ember getting to that obelisk, I think as soon as we take the capital, we don't go into the castle, and we start making our way there. It'll take time, but we try and get our way there.
I don't know if we leave the capital as is, if it's going to be able to hold without us there to help in the castle.
If we go to the observatory, what is the plan?
Fight the dragon, I suppose, which is not a great plan.
Exactly. It's the same plan as go fight the dragon now.
Yeah.
Fight the dragon here or fight the dragon there.
Except now we're exhausted.
I have a question for Holdren. You say that the bear can drop. How long does it take to bring it back up again?
Oh, well, it should take an hour, but it's not the time that needs, it's a divine will. If the barrier breaks, I do not know if the head priest will be able to erect it again.
He may be too exhausted at that point.
Can we set up the barrier?
Ash, stop laughing.
I just thought about that myself. I need a moment. I'll be back in a second.
Sure thing.
Sue's going to go find somewhere quiet.
All right. As you're leaving, you just hear Holdrum in the background go, "Well, if the barrier would be erected, it would require someone of immense divine potential."
I put a hand on
you-
I put a hand on the shoulder and just go, "Don't worry about it. We've got one of those."
You leave the group. You go somewhere more secluded, a little bit outside of camp.
And I am going to get to praying.
Okay. You kneel down. Close your eyes. What do you pray for?
I am praying for... I'm effectively praying for the ability to bolster that barrier.
You pray, and as you're praying, the seclusion is interrupted by a voice behind you. "I'm sorry, young lady. I didn't notice you there." You see an old man, like, sort of wandering in. He takes off his yellow cap and holds it over his chest. "Sorry, I'm one of the refugees from the city. I was just trying to move away from the camp. Very ruckus. You seem very tense."
Oh, I'm sorry. I was just doing something. Are you all right?
"Of course. I was just needing some time to think. I had a problem in my mind, you see."
Do you want to talk about it?
"Yes. Back at home, we had, my family was preparing a meal, you see. And a meal was meant to feed not just our family, but the whole neighborhood. We had quite a few cooks working on it all together. Now I thought, well, I could give a hand, help them out, but no matter how much I scrubbed the top of my head and answer as to how I could help, I just kept hitting the same wall.
What was that?
Replacing any of the cooks wasn't exactly the answer I was looking for. Mainly because I am old, and also I didn't know what I would be doing. So I came out here to think of a solution. But the more I think about it, maybe I should cook for... I could cook for all of them, if I had the time. Oh, or well, if I was a little younger, I suppose.
But
What were you thinking about, girl?
funnily enough, something kind of similar. So you don't think you can cook for all of them?
Oh, I think I could. If only I put myself in that kitchen that time.
Well, I think you should. When you get back.
Oh, absolutely.
And she'll stand. No. If you come up with any other ideas, let me know.
I will. He whistles a bit. See a little yellow canary fly down from one of the trees. He smiles at it. And he starts walking away.
Two, nods once, and moves back.
Okay, so if I do send it to Durbane, let's see how many words that.
Aldrin?
Oh, yes.
Do you know do you know the ins and outs of the prayers that are necessary to keep that barrier going?
Of course, I had studied it before. In fact, should one of the other three chanters be unavailable to perform their art, I was supposed to replace them. Well, one, at least.
I'll be doing it.
That is, well, if you were to do that, you would need at least two other chanters, and I don't know. You see Tabris go. It is a good favor, then. Though you must speak for Bahamut. I believe the Archpriest, you haven't mentioned he needs just to pray to any of the three deities. Benevolt could substitute for Bahamut's sake.
Certainly could. Just teach me the words and I'll be able to follow along, I feel.
And Holdren, you'll join, right?
I suppose. But we would have to perform this at the throne room. And we would still need one more.
I will look over towards... I'm going to look over towards Volk.
What's this look about? Why do I not like it?
Well, you did say you were on the look for a new deity.
I was.
Doesn't necessarily have to be Helm. If you've got someone else you want to reach out to at this point.
No one's made themselves known to me besides Dante's one, but I feel like that'd be treading on some ground that I don't think I have the right to.
Oh, actually, that...
Dante is also an option.
Yes, that's the thing, actually. Benevolt goes like, right, yeah, Dante, duh. You, though, maybe you listen in on these incantations. It's always good to have a backup for these kind of things.
But I actually had a more radical idea with the barrier. If it can keep things out, does that mean it can keep things in?
I look to Holdren.
Well, it's a barrier, yes. The magical force field does not allow physical entry nor exit.
Why don't we trap the dragon?
That is a wonderful idea. Holdren, is the range of the barrier restricted to just the castle?
You would need a very powerful chanter if you were to perform the rite anywhere else. The link from the castle isn't the strongest.
Right, but if, for example, the barrier was not just here, but out to here, or more specifically,
I suppose
out to here.
You would need a miracle for that to occur.
Holdren, you saw a vision that led you to us. I think what we're looking for specifically is a miracle.
Well, I hope you're right. Hubris can be a dangerous thing to rely upon.
Well, Kage made a rather fantastic point, which is either we fight the dragon here, or we somehow throw ourselves up to the observatory, and we don't even realistically know how to do that, and fight the dragon there. So, I say, let's go for the big gambit.
We're in the land of the gods. They always will be watching. And if they want to help the people here, if they care, they'll find a way to help. At least I hope so.
Also, just on the off chance, just again trying to make sure we have as many backups as possible, I can pretty quickly pick up the words for the chant for Bahamut. Holdren, you wouldn't happen to know the ones for Tom, would you? Good friend of the good hand of righteous hand. Also put some faith in me, and maybe I could see if he's willing to extend the range of our deal.
Upholding both is nigh impossible. You would have to be singing simultaneously two different verses.
Yeah, that's more a Dante thing. But all the same, as I said, it's good to have backups. Technically speaking, Tabris could sub in for the chanting of Bahamut rather than me, if we want to make sure we're getting 3 gods, and I could take over Tom.
Tabris nods, and the war in the background smiles. Then we've got ourselves a way to kill a dragon, then!
I suppose we do. I am still going to do Ascending to Durabane, by the way, just, again, covering our bases.
Mhm.
But go ahead with stuff I will compose.
If anyone wants to talk to anyone else or do anything else, I know Aries, you want to talk to Estrella.
Yes, and Karathos.
Sure. Approach Estrella.
How was her arm looking? Because you said it was looking bad, like, earlier, when it came to, the fight that Kovaris turned into a monster.
Oh, that was some time ago. It has healed. She looks down on it. I've taken great pains to make sure I could prepare in case something similar had happened.
Well, do you want us to look, at it? I can ask Superbia after this, engagement, see if we can help your friend.
I appreciate it, but I don't need help right now. Not in that department. I've been thinking
Yeah?
in terms of how to do what I do a little better, and if I can be very honest, when it comes to I've learned a few things when it comes to the whole purpose behind the Onyx Flame is so that we can communicate with the dead, so they can sort of light our way forward, even in the darkness. I don't know what darkness Kovaris was living in. I couldn't reach him. Now that he's dead, I don't think I ever will. I don't know. Guess I'm feeling a little bad about it.
I understand. It's difficult even today, losing people that I consider brother and sisters when it comes to battle. That's sort of my own moniker that I've thought of, the very least. But
She nods.
He wanted to be surprised that good can triumph over things, that what we were doing was right. And I think Superbia has found that, at least in this mission, we know what the dragon wants. We know how to contain it. It's just, what we need is a miracle, but I think if we can show that miracles can happen in a situation like this, I think wherever he is, I think he'll be pleasantly surprised.
I think so too. But I'm not gonna...
I stop sniffing Huldrum. What does it smell like?
He smells like a cleric.
Ick.
Old.
Bleh.
Meh.
Also welcome.
Hello.
Hello.
Estrella nods and says, I don't think I want to see someone else die again without getting a chance to see that future ahead of them that they fight so hard to get to see. Made my mind about all this. I'm glad that you're here with us, Volk. Thank you for taking my offer. And we'll find your siblings, I'm sure of it.
I've always considered you like a friend, and I'm sorry I haven't been too close. I've usually try to stay a bit distant from people, but I can see that the people here are very
Oh, yeah?
unlike what I'm used to, and
No?
I think
get
you've been a good influence.
I get it. professional courtesy. Appreciate it. And as far as I'm concerned, we're both friend and acquaintance. A friend-acquaintance, if you will.
I've been told and lectured by them that I need to get better at making friendships and being okay with all that kind of stuff. So she kind of like extends a bit of a hand, a gloved hand. I was worried about you, and I wanted to check in on you the other night, but I didn't, and I'm sorry about that. Your arm's been hurt, and you've been having problems with trying to figure out what you've been trying to do these past few weeks, and I should have took more notice of that.
Looks at your arm. She nods. She takes it and shakes your hand as she says, "Yeah, I did. I have an idea of what I want to do going forward when it comes to all our deals. But don't you worry, I'm not going to tell anyone that you've grown to be a softie. I'll keep that a silent secret."
I think the rest of them already know that.
And as you talk with Estrella, congratulations, you've talked to her. She receives a level up.
Oh,
Woo!
Yep.
okay.
Considering the party has managed to bring her all the way out here from the capital, Estrella gets the following increases, which I have placed in a handy handout for you.
Yay.
Thank you.
She receives a +10 increase to hit points, 94, +2 strength to 16, +2 dex to 20, +2 con to 18, +2 intelligence to 14, +2 wisdom to 14, +2 charisma to 16. On saving throws, her dexterity is +8, intelligence +8. She gets expertise on sleight of hand and stealth, increasing it to 11, and her perception skill increases to +8. She gets a new trait, Shadow Charge, which allows her to deal more damage, and now the DC scales with her dexterity, not just her strength. She also replaces her +1 sword with a poisonous sword that deals poison damage, a little bit more, with an increase of d6. Her bow does not get a damage increase, but it becomes a silencer. On a hit, the target must make a con save, DC 16. On a failure, it basically is silenced.
That's really cool.
Okay.
That is
and
so
last-
fucking
Thank you,
rad.
Aries.
Instant kidney shot.
And lastly, her gore is replaced by cunning gore, which scales off of her dexterity instead of her strength. And it deals more damage, applying a sneak attack bonus should she have advantage on the attack roll, or if there's an ally within the target of her gore.
Oh my god, she has sneak attack gore? That's rad as fuck.
Hey, Ash,
Yeah.
can you go talk to Tawari real quick?
Please.
Who am I talking to?
Tawari,
Or you or Kage, one of the two of you, but like,
whichever one of you wants to.
Yeah, I'll go talk to Tori.
Yeah, there we go.
I also do want to talk to Kurathos, but I'm okay with waiting to do that.
Oh,
By the way, Jen, I've just dropped in the chat there the sending I did to Durabane. I fully expect
Excellent.
to hear back yelling and expletives.
I'll give you the response right now quickly then, before Ash goes to Tawari. You get a response in the form of, "Oh! That's not good. I am too busy to deal with that. We'll look into it when I am out of here. Now, where is the exit to this place?" And that's his message.
Now, where is the exit to this place? No, maybe it's this door. No, that's...
It's beautiful.
I just imagine this
Uh,
man has, like, every 5 to 10 minutes he's getting another sending, and he's just like, "Oh, yeah, no, okay, yeah, no, that's good to know. Okay, so anyway, I'm just gonna get this soup ready. Oh, that could be nice in here."
We got a stew going.
Ash, you approach Tawari, who is, with glee, she's sharpening her axe at the idea of getting to fight a great worm.
Let me at him.
Just wanted to check in and see how you're doing.
I'm doing well. Oh, this is the kind of challenge I was looking for, you know? A real battle. Like a big dangerous battle. That's the
Yeah.
stuff my that's the stuff my grandfather used to do.
Yes, I'm sure this is your opportunity to shine, and I'm sure that you will. I just wanted to say before we go into this that your cunning in battle and your skills in a fight have been more than we could have hoped for going into this, and you've helped us in and out of a lot of tough places. I wanted to thank you and tell you how honored and proud I am to serve with you.
Oh, I see what this is about. She walks up towards you, places a hand on your shoulder, leans down. I am not exactly looking for someone in my life right now in that way. I thank you. I really thank you. I really do. I appreciate you too. You know, you and your friend, you're both really good warriors. I respect that a lot. And hey, if I was looking for that kind of thing, either one of you would be perfect. Both of you at the same time, even better. But not right now. I kind of need still, you know, feel for this.
He's a little blindsided by that whole tack, but he rolls with it. Ah, you got me. Good one. Saw me coming a mile away.
If you are looking for someone, I will 1,000 times help you out. You know? Because you're a good person. Hell, you're a great guy. I mean, you have Van's ancestry in you, and I saw that in the capital. That's why I'm here. But getting to actually see you fight gave to me a better understanding of what I am fighting for, you know? Back where we were running from the dragons to get to the forest, you kept me going, and I mean that, and I respect that. Kovaras perished back there. And that was sad. I don't really care for him in the same way that everyone else is, but out of respect for everyone else, I'm gonna also pretend to care. But if it wasn't for you, I think I would have been left a little too far behind, and probably may have also died too. What I mean to say is, I see your strength. I didn't see it before, but I see it now. You have a way with people. Don't know how you do it, but you let their strength shine better. And I have met nobody who can do the same kind of things as you do. I don't know, maybe stupid, but I wanted to reply to what you told me in the same way. Was that good? I don't know.
That was very good, Tamari. I think we've both come a long way in our travels together.
Oh yeah. I think so too. And she pulls up her great axe, and you see what she's been wetting it with? You're not certain, but it is bleeding. I've got quite a lot of experience, and I think I'm gonna start relying on others too, you know? In my own special way. She just smiles. And I will reveal her level up. The warrior gets the following. She becomes a Drew Berserker proper, and she gets the following: 20 more hit points, +2 strength, +3 dex, +2 con. Sorry, strength to 18, dex to 20, con to 18, +2 intelligence to 11, +2 wisdom to 14, +1 charisma to 10. Her saving throws are strength +7, constitution +8. She gets the ability to use intimidation, strength instead of charisma, and her athletics and perception increase, +7 and +5 respectively. She gets bloody wind. While bloodied, Tawari has advantage on attack rolls and saving throws while she's at 57 hit points or lower. She gets a new action, which... yep, she just gets permanent advantage if she is hurt. Also, her Berserker's Rage replaces her Rage, which is the same as Rage, but her additional damage is increased, and she can no longer be charmed or frightened.
Goddamn.
In addition, her Great Axe from Ruthless becomes Bloody, which deals 2 additional d12s damage-wise. And if the target has the bleeding condition, the warrior gets a +5 bonus on the attack roll to hit with this attack.
Oh boy, we fucked
They're
up by...
close to Kage.
Yeah, guys, do we want to swap up our parties here? Because I'm kind of feeling that maybe Tawari should be all the way over here.
Jesus Christ.
Her reaction has increased to Furious Battlecry, which is just a bonus increase from +3 to +4. And she gets a new reaction, Bodyguard. While there's an area of the warrior within 5 feet of her, she can choose to take all the damage instead of her ally whenever they take damage. Specifically being hit.
The damage can't be
Nice.
reduced or immunity. Okay, cool.
Indeed. She literally places herself in the way of pain, which, although it does make her easier to go down in the fight, it also puts her faster on her bloody wind.
I do want to say, Jen, I'm glad you clarified that when you said bloodied on bloodied wind, that it was when she's set 57 hit points or below, because I legit for a second was thinking, so wait, if Kage just cuts her...
No.
You know what you have to do.
Oh,
Severs her fucking femoral artery.
there, she's bloodied.
I'm so
Well, a little
strong
woozy.
now. Jason,
Indeed.
do you want to handle updating her character sheet, or do you want me to do it?
Yeah, I'm not great at updating character sheets, so
On it.
if you can do it,
I'll get that sorted. Don't you worry.
thank you.
Alright.
By the way, Benevolt, after having received the sending back from Durbane, just been like, okay, Durbane recognizes that that's bad, and he knows what the obelisk is. He is apparently too busy to help with it, though. Also, he is lost.
So he's busy being lost?
No, I think he's busy with other stuff. The being lost just seems to be a unfortunate byproduct.
I get that.
Oh, hey, how's it going? So, not a dragon?
Just a smelly cleric.
No, clerics are smelly. Some of us smelled quite
I've
nice,
been
actually.
nice to you. I've been nice to you, Benevolt.
Avarice is glowering from the distance.
You're not a cleric. You're just a dragonborn.
Paladin. Humble.
I cast precipitation on myself every morning. I smell fine.
Yeah, it has these things. Anyways,
You smell like nothing. That's the problem.
I also have incense on me.
we can fix that after we fix this issue.
What
This
the
conundrum we're in. So I know we discussed splitting to different gates or go to the dragon. Have we come to a conclusion?
I think we are.
We're about to realign our forces slightly. We're going to keep Tawari with Ash and Kage.
Ooh, but that does rob us of one of our frontline fighters. We're going to need to shift someone from that side over to ours if we're going to keep things reasonably balanced.
Why don't we take? If we take Tabris, we would have Sue.
I will
Yeah.
remind you, Cathra and Galeran do summon allies.
That's true.
Oh, yeah.
We have bodies. We can do bodies. Okay.
Tawari can go over there with them. The thing is, well, they have 3 of their enhanced NPCs, and we have
We
none.
have
Or
none.
Besides maybe Coarthus, maybe.
Yeah. Do we want to maybe shift Estrella over to our side? Although this is going to be an infiltration thing, she may be better for that.
Yeah.
Although, actually, it's going to be infiltration with disguises. Oh, she can look like a big draconian. Yeah, it's fine. Cool.
I mean, I think Volk would suggest that Benevolt apologizes to Alia because apparently we were supposed to go to the observatory and she had no idea about it and is like maybe you should go see if she's okay about that. How is she dealing with that? Apparently we're supposed to go help her with that.
Yeah, that was the entire reason she even came with us, and yeah. I will double check though, Jay.
Yeah.
You do have a reasonable, like, Sue does have a reasonably good relationship with Ayla. Do you? I don't want to like take both Tabbers and this if you wanted to do this, or do you feel like Sue's just not in the right headspace for pep talk, good fun times?
Yeah, you see that this is the thing. Like, I would get involved with this stuff, but like, Sue's not fucking okay right
Yeah,
now.
no, she's the furthest fucking thing from okay.
I think if we're pulling Tawari to be with Kage, Ash could probably go to the front.
If you're cool with, if only if you're cool with that. If you want to, like, if you want to help.
I'm just thinking that you guys could benefit more of Ash's abilities than we will.
Yeah, honestly, like Ash's, all of his battle tactician stuff might be better served on your side rather
With the
than us.
marshal.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you guys have like Kage, Tabriz, and Tawari, who are all frontliners, and of course Ash.
Yeah, no, I don't think this distribution's bad. We've still got a fair amount of people on
Yeah.
our side. So
Yeah, we can summon more people. So
yeah, deploy more bots. But yeah, Benevolt will kind of like take. I'm just gonna finish off Tawari here. But yeah, Benevolt will take on board what what Volker said, and then kind of like take a pause and be like, okay, so full disclosure, and I'm saying this because I trust you, Volk. I've got a straight 50-50 track record on pep talks since the whole assault on the camp thing. If it looks like I'm bombing really hard, do you mind stepping in?
Sure, but I was planning on talking to Karathos to make sure he was going to be okay, and maybe checking on Galarin, because again, I did give him his estate back. Wanted to see if he's okay with that and checking on him.
Yeah, you.
By the way, Alina pulls the two of you to the side. I realized something.
What's up?
And she pulls from her pocket a pretty locket. I forgot I had this.
What's that?
This is Luciana's locket. It's Luciana's locket.
Why do you have it?
Because she suggested that I would take it, so I wouldn't have to kill her.
And so
You did what?
Yeah, keep.
Oh boy, here we go.
Keep it quiet. But, do you remember where we were explaining that Alina's wife was taken by a bitch of a dragon called Valen and was being press-ganged into doing jobs for Valen in order to get her wife back? One of the jobs was hunting down and disposing of a princess.
Yep.
Volk blinks. Once. Twice. A third time before she just puts up a finger and walks away.
Okay, yep, cool.
Good talk.
That's a fair reaction.
Yeah. No, honestly,
What exactly are you thinking of doing with that?
I don't know. I want to give it to Galaran, but I know how it's going to look.
Yes, that'll immediately raise the question of, hey, why do you have this?
I could say I found it in the ruins that I fought, or yeah.
Nope, because that immediately will raise additional questions like, okay, where did you see her? What happened? A whole bunch of follow-ups where he's going to be looking to find out...
No. I could say I found it there, but there was nobody there anymore. Because they did leave after I left, I think. pretty sure. I told them to leave.
Listen, right now, anything we throw onto this situation to complicate it further is just going to increase the risk of exposing what's actually happened. So I'm going to say the smart thing to do here is to hold on to that and show it to him after we have claimed the capital, and when you've decided how you want to deal with all of this. But right now, throwing it at him right before we go on to a full-on siege of the capital is not going to realistically help.
I was just thinking it would, because when I got looking and I saw my wife again, it did help me.
Sure. The difference here is that your locket allowed you to see her alive and well. This is just going to raise uncertainty and doubt and make him want to go immediately to where you found Locket, because she should have that, and the fact that she doesn't is a concern.
Yeah, no, you're right, and I put it back.
Have you... I know it's only been a short amount of time, but have you any thoughts about how you want to deal with this?
No. I didn't quite understand at the time how important she was.
Benevolt looks...
And...
Oh, sorry, good.
Yeah, and, I knew she was important because Valen wanted her gone. I just didn't think it would be this bad.
You see, Benevolt looks like particularly torn up on that point. Like, you see that there's like a certain amount of like indecision in him, and he goes, "Look, you did what you had to try and get your wife back. I understand."
I'm not trying to justify what I did. But I would probably do it again. I'm not trying to be a good person, I'm just trying to get her back. And I did feel bad about it, and I do feel bad about it right now. Color, shh, you hear nothing.
I just... Ultimately, this is your decision. And I'm not going to try to force your hand one way or another in regards to what you do in regards to all this. But when I look at this guy and I hear him talking about her, I'm going to be honest with you, Alina. All I think about is, what if it was Alicia? She's not anyone big or important, but she was important to me.
Yeah, same thing here. I think he would have done the same thing.
Yeah. I think he deserves to know. And when he does, I think you need to be willing to accept whatever that means for you. As you said, you're not trying to be a good person here, but he deserves to make his own decisions in regards to what that means for him.
Well, that's if we survive a big red dragon.
Yeah. It's going to be really hard for me to not try to prioritize keeping him alive at all cost, I'm going to be honest.
No, it's fine. I don't want him to die either. I don't want anyone to die. I don't want to be a killer, but here we are.
We're all killers, Alina. Every single one of us is killed.
Speaking of killing, I have an idea for the red dragon.
Oh?
It's not a smart idea, but
we're not
like
running,
we said,
we're running
Kage's.
on miracles at this point. Stupid ideas are all on the table.
But like we've said multiple times and seen, Kage is very good at cutting things.
Mm-hmm.
I can just latch onto him, and I can get us right up to its back.
It's funny, I had the exact same idea, so I guess we're both dumb.
There we go.
Let's see what we can do. But I am going to go have a chat with someone I should have had a chat with a while ago.
When you're done, we're gonna have your first flying lesson.
Oh, didn't I tell you? I thought you were paying attention on the battlefield back there. I've been practicing. And he gives you a wink. Watch. And
Sure.
Benevolt will manifest his wings. The two... Basically, they're not full wings. They are just two fire jets shooting out of his shoulders. But, like, not going down like a rocket, more just sort of, like, splaying out like wings. But he's manifesting, but not lifting off the ground. See?
Why don't you do a little twirl for me in the air?
I don't feel like a twirl. That's a lie. That's a lie. We both know that's a lie. Okay. Benevolt will attempt a twirl, and I will roll acrobatics. Without guidance, because... this is to prove a point.
Oh my god.
24! He does a little twirl, and like manages to stabilize himself and drop back down to the ground. I think that was pretty good.
Okay, so maybe you have been practicing.
Fine. I will still take some lessons, though. Just, I'm not quite as useless as I appear to be, Alina. I know it might be shocking to you.
If I see you flailing on the battlefield, I will yell, I told you so.
If you see me flailing on the battlefield, it will be the exact same as every time we've been on a battlefield. And Benevolt will walk off towards Isla.
Benevolt just pulled off a perfect TikTok dance first try.
Look at me, Alina. I'm flossing. I'm flossing in the air.
God, please.
Oh,
Oh, Jesus. I think me, Silverr, just took some psychic damage.
You approach Ayla. Ayla kills
Ayla
I
stabs
know where
Benevolt.
you fucking live, boy.
Listen, I have to get Toby to do fan art of Benevolt. It's been a while.
Bruh.
Yeah, I will.
You
Toby,
approach
don't fucking
Ayla.
listen to her.
She is... Well, she does seem worried, but as you approach, she looks up to you.
She sees that my wings are out and on fire.
Ah! You know what? I am gonna be very honest with you. Not the wildest thing we've seen so far.
What, specifically?
Oh, your wings.
Shit, I forgot to turn those off. Hang on. Benevolt closes his eyes, scrunches his face, and focuses to get the wings to disappear. Don't tell Alina that took more effort than it was supposed to.
I'll keep your secret.
Appreciate it. What is...
We all have them.
What was Alina doing when I walked over, by the way?
She was writing something. Or penciling something. In a small book.
Ayla. Not Alina.
Yep.
Ayla.
She holds up the booklet as you're looking at it and says, nothing important. Just some anatomy studies.
Oh? Anything in particular? Benevolt kind of says, kind of like sidling up next to her.
Of course. She opens the book and you can see sketches of herself.
Very interesting. Trying to look into some of the Drow heritage there.
Always. I do not know when our connection became so entangled with the Moon Dancer, but can see why a lot of our people chose to change. It's very enticing.
Yeah. It comes with change like that comes with positive and negatives. You lose things, you gain things.
I do ponder what we lost, but at other times I do grow a little happy that at least the things we lost were probably not as good as the things we gained. You know by now that I'm not a true worshipper of Aphrodite, right?
I had kind of put it together. You definitely follow a lot of the doctrines, but there's gaps there.
Self-care is important.
True.
I'm not Tabris.
Well, not all of us can be Tabris.
My boy is catching straight.
Living in Krondina can be troublesome. Elistre is not a recognized deity. You would know. You're not exactly allowed in polite society. But I figured Aphrodite would not be too annoyed with a little bit of heresy, and so far I haven't been shrunk down by my, well, infiltration.
If you don't mind me asking, again, feel free to tell me to jog on. Why did you want to get into now so badly that you decided to infiltrate the faith of Aphrodite?
Legend had it that in the Underdark, beneath the place where the city was built, there was an elven city, a drow settlement. But when I tried to find more about it, all I had discovered was Aphrodite's following having renovated the sewers. I don't know why, so I decided to look into it. Imagine my surprise when I found out that the reason why they had undertaken the effort in the first place was all for an aesthetic purpose. Make the sewers as beautiful as the city above should be. But in the effort of doing so, their following had shut off all entrances into the dark, and with it, my quest for finding out what our people were up to in those years yonder was cut short. So instead I focused on my studies of the stars, and funny you think, well, Elistre is part of our heritage and she is connected to the moon. One of the reasons why I want to go to the observatory in the first place is to just get a chance to see what the moon is really like.
Yeah. That obelisk that Volker talked about, she spoke of it as opening as a gate into the stars. A gateway to up there. And after those visions I got after connecting with Volk's gun, I'm slowly starting to get a grasp on it now that there are worlds out there, Ayla. Worlds fully removed from our own that exist far beyond us. The moon might even, because the obelisk is up the observatory, the moon might even serve as some kind of conduit for it or something. Which means that if what you're looking for is information on the drow, maybe it's not down you should be looking. What if they're out there in one of those other worlds? What if they decided to leave and go see what was out there?
She smiles. You know, Benevolt, you can be really charming when you just say what you think.
Yeah, I'm pretty...
Oh, Jesus, what the fuck?
Oh no! Oh god!
I am now going to kill you, Benevolt!
Combat flirting!
I'm going to kill you now, Benevolt, for being a lying fuck.
Wait, no. No, 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 no.
I,
Wait, 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 wait.
I,
She leans forward.
I tend to agree. It's the acting background. It's far too easy to. When your lies are so easily believable, it's far too easy to fall back onto them as a defense mechanism. I swear I
So
do.
long as you're not lying to yourself, that's fine.
No, I tried that for a while, but no, I think I have resolved myself to be honest with myself. And in that mind, Benevolt kind of looks and kind of locks eyes with her through her bangs. I am sorry. You, just like Kovras, almost didn't make it through that battlefield. And you wouldn't have even been there if it wasn't for us. When we got to Verniton, you made very clear what it is you wanted to do, and that is where our paths should have diverted from each other. And sure, in a roundabout way, we're probably going to end up going to the observatory if we survive this, because if Ember wants that obelisk, we have to make damn sure he doesn't get it. But going on a quest for knowledge shouldn't have required you to almost die several times over. So I am sorry.
Well, despite your best efforts, I'm not dead yet.
We really did try, though.
Sorry, forgive me. It's just
Yeah, no,
I could.
bad joke, bad joke.
Yes, truly. I could have stepped off, but I see the chance to find something greater with your lot that I never really could up in Condina. So I will continue my course and stay with you. And if we don't find what I'm looking for in the observatory, that's fine. Maybe you are right. Finding the answers in the dark might not give me as much satisfaction as finding them somewhere else. Maybe I'm not even asking the right questions.
Can I ask a somewhat...
I like that.
Can I ask a somewhat self-indulgent question? When you look at us, me, Sue, and all the rest of us, you clearly see something. Something that tells you hanging out with this group of lunatics is going to help me get what I'm aiming for. Despite all logic and reason telling you that that's just insane. We're a bunch of lunatics who are going to throw ourselves into every death trap that stands in front of us. That's not how you get knowledge, that's how you get dead.
Yes, you have been also very problematic in my quest for knowledge so far.
Yeah, so I guess what I'm asking is, what is it that you're seeing that I don't?
She puts a finger right beneath her lower lip and she goes, "Oh, I'm not sure. Maybe... No, it couldn't be. Oh, maybe I just like you people. Or maybe I think you're funny. Ash does have a funny head."
That's uncalled for, Chen.
Fucking everybody catches strays.
Yeah, this is what happens when you have a one-to-one with Ayla. It's just
Where's the
shotgun.
Vox sprays?
Or maybe I don't know. Maybe I think that this is my chance to be part of something greater. Or maybe I was just bored and I followed you anyway. One thing is for certain is that I do what I do because I feel like it. there's passion in everything I do. And I have seen a lot of passion from each of you for what you do. I don't think any one of you lies to themselves. Not really. Well, some of you have trouble finding what you're looking for, same as I. Maybe that's why I came here in the first place. Kindred spirits and all that.
Yeah.
I can see it sometimes in a few of them. Kage, I think he knows what he's fighting for, but I don't think he knows how to get what else he's looking for.
Kage is maybe one of the most certain people I've ever met in my life. I don't think I've ever seen him, even for a split second, doubt a single thing he's ever done. And boy, howdy do I envy him for that, because I am riddled with doubt all the fucking time.
Oh, he doesn't. But have you seen him choose for himself?
Only when it really matters.
Exactly.
I think he recognized that most decisions in the long run don't actually end up mattering. He chooses when it's important.
That's what I like about you people. When push comes to shove, you make fun and interesting choices, and I'm not good at that, not really. So I like to see how you tackle things. And rest assured, I'm gonna make sure that you get the chance to get as many chances as you can get.
Now, Benevolt leans forward a bit onto his, leaning onto his knees. I guess we're just very lucky that we're so very entertaining.
She smiles. Yes, you are. She takes out a pencil and starts scribbling on her book. Now off you go, Benevolt. I need my peace and quiet time. I can't look this good every day if I get pestered all the time.
True enough. True enough. Benevolt stands up and kind of, before he leaves, goes, by the way, I don't know if you'll ever find what it is exactly you're looking for, but I think you do know how to ask the right questions. As you say, just gotta keep trying, eh?
She smiles. Oh, you charmer. Go.
Gotta leave it with a smile. Benevolt saunters off.
She sticks her tongue out at you.
Oh, Benevolt, you cunt.
Yeah, he is.
And since you've talked to her, I'm gonna give you the level up for Ayla.
Yo.
She becomes a proper moon dancer.
Hey.
Oh, that's not gonna work.
No more of that sexy moon dance. This is proper.
She receives a +2 bonus to her armor class, plus 15 hit points to 60, plus 2 strength for 10, plus 2 dex for 18, plus 2 con for 16, plus 1 intelligence for 16, plus 4 wisdom for 16, plus 2 charisma for 20. Her saving throws increase from dex +7 to wisdom +5. She gets expertise in history, performance, and persuasion, +11, +11, +9. She gets a new trait, Protected Damsel. While there is an ally or a charmed enemy within 5 feet of Ayla, any weapon attack that would target her instead targets that ally.
Oh, interesting. That will break charm, but still, that's good.
This is Benevolt's Luke arm around Princess Leia in the first Death Star moment.
Her bonus action is improved. Her dance is increased by 10 feet.
That is, she's fast.
Her dagger is improved. It becomes a distracting dagger, replacing this poison damage with psychic, and on a hit, the target has disadvantage on its next wisdom saving throw until the end of Ayala's next turn.
God damn.
And her enthralling performance is a little bit better. Its DC is higher, and the charm effect, of course, happens as normal. The disadvantage on all saving throws and the penalties apply as well.
Mhm.
But as you may notice, the charm effect condition does not end unless it takes damage early. Meaning, so long as it keeps being charmed, so long as you don't damage the target, they just remain charmed.
Goddamn. Okay.
Oh, sorry, repeat the saving throw. Sorry, I did not make the dominating. That's a different thing. I will put that away.
Cool.
For later.
But yeah. Okay. So this one
Wait,
is.
she has dominatrix too?
No, shut.
That's a different thing. Don't worry about it.
None of that.
Well, that's a multi-class.
All right. I will do the update on Isla here.
With
I
that
believe-
done, I need to ask. It
Hmm.
is 11 p.m. for the people in UK, if I'm not correct.
Yes.
I unfortunately need to bounce.
Yep.
But by all means, continue without me.
Before you bounce, there's a thing I have to ask the party. Do we want to call the session here then, so that you can continue next week with basically storming the city?
Honestly, that doesn't sound like a bad shout because it means that we have a higher chance of getting Novi in. How are people's availability for next week? Just FYI.
I'm not.
I'm good for next
100%
week.
Sure. Maybe.
You're a maybe.
Always.
I should be good, but I wish I could have a talk with Karathos, but I understand.
No, by all means, like, have it. Don't stop on my account. Have the talk.
Yeah, but like,
There's
maybe...
one thing I want to show you before you leave. That's why I'm asking this. Now.
Cool. But yeah, I think maybe do we want to maybe do a little bit more roleplay, but then the actual storming of the city is next week? That work for people?
Yeah, that sounds
Yeah.
good to me.
Yarp.
And we don't have to spend time next week role playing.
Yeah, we can
Unless
just jump
Novi
straight into.
wants to do something.
Unless we want.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we
Then,
can-
before everyone leaves, real quick, a little bit of fan art. You've already
Oh.
seen this, but I'm showing it to everyone.
I love it so
Hang
much.
on, I will
my God.
post this temporarily so that we can see it on stream.
I love,
Oh, yes,
I
I
love
love this.
low effort Alina so much.
The one solitary tear.
It's really good.
Just hang on, I'm gonna.
That's how she felt when she when
Oh.
she was killing Luciana. By the way.
No, not the cat boy. No.
I know some of you have already seen these, but I want to share these again because Toby is incredible.
If you guys want to see more fan art, join our Discord.
I-
We love Toby over
Yes.
here.
I'm so sorry, but I fucking love that the symbol of Bahamut here looks like just a tiny chocobo head.
Also, Bahamut is scared.
Just
I just want to point that out.
Quark.
That's
Wait,
the only
maybe I
thing
made a
want-
mistake.
that's
Maybe
the
this
only
is
thing
the
I
one.
want to Jay, you may go if you wish to.
Good.
Thank you
we'll be
kindly.
With Volk.
See you all later.
Get checks out.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye. We don't have to do it on camera, but even though Ash was not hitting on Tuari, he was a little stung by the shoot down, so he's gonna go flirt with Sir Cathra
Ah!
the rest of the night.
Rebound. Rebound. Super healthy thing to do. Rebound.
Jesus. All right. Let's then resume with Volk. You approach Karathos, who is currently in the midway section of finishing the banner. He has his sleeves rolled up all the way up to his shoulders, and he's like coloring in the white parts. The crown symbol's looking good.
You weren't wrong when you said that you were quite skilled in painting.
Well, you know how it is. Can I help you with something? I don't exactly have nothing.
Oh,
Right
I
now,
just
me.
Benevolt suggested that if you needed help at all, I could come and assist or.
Oh, yeah. If you could do me a favor, he looks around. You could hold the flag. So I don't have to hold on to it while I paint.
She'll hold on to it for him.
Thank you. Everything is painting, focused on the work, with a smile on his face before he looks up and goes, "You don't have to help me, you know. I could handle it on my own, but I appreciate it."
Well, I just in the time that I've spent around these people, I've started to understand that if you want to make a connection with someone, you better do it pretty quick before if anything happens. Especially
Oh,
right now of all times.
oh yeah, life is incredibly short. I
Yeah.
mean, get those opportunities while you still can.
Mm-hmm.
He swipes a bit of white on the blue.
I was. Do you think you'll find inspiration in this capital fight? You'll find something good after everything's said and done, no matter what
Huh?
happened here.
Oh, you'd be surprised what you can find inspiration in. I mean, he looks up to you. There's all manner of people you can be inspired by, for instance. And so far, I had the chance to meet quite an interesting amount of them, you included.
I wouldn't call myself inspiring, but thank you for the.
Oh, he looks. He looks at you seriously. He puts the pencil down. Sorry, the brush down that he's painting with. Now that's just bogus. You're not interesting.
No.
Aha.
I wouldn't say so. No.
Yeah, said the Gavarian to the Alliance guy. Yeah, uh-huh.
I was a soldier. I did my job. That's the only thing that I do is I do my job.
And there's nothing beyond the soldier, no person. This is a soldier. That's all you are.
I do try to help people though. I'm not good at finding inspiration in a battlefield or exactly singing songs or healing others. The only really thing I'm good at is killing, and I do it well. And
Alright, you see? You have some depth, that's good.
Mm-hmm.
There you go. I mean, if you were a character in the play, that puts you on a secondary role. There it is. You're not even a background prop. You're a full-fledged actress.
Compared to
On the
the
stage.
others, I don't mind being the background character.
Now that you don't mind being the background, why would you do that to yourself? He looks genuinely hurt. Everyone deserves to stand in the spotlight. It's
Because
just
I'd rather have someone like you have it than me.
Now I appreciate that, but I take that as an insult.
Why so?
Because the spotlight is not something you can give to someone else, it's something you strive for. You reach for it, you practice, you make yourself better. It's not something that someone else can just give you and you can magically be good for it. If someone gives you the spotlight and you're not prepared for it, you're just gonna fumble. And you not preparing for it, that puts you just stuck in the background, you know? Looking out for yourself. And I'm not talking about being important in everyone else's eyes. I mean being important to yourself. You're a soldier. Okay, but who are you? As a person?
I'm someone that has seen war for all of their life, and I see the value in people when others don't exactly, and I try to make sure that everyone is protected in my own way, though I can't do it by the normal means. I do it by means that I understand that I'm quite good at.
A warrior's way. Yeah, there's something there. I mean, you want to do the right thing, the good thing. I can appreciate that. There is depth. Certainly there is place. And I can't lie. I've met my fair share of warriors. Most of them just start thinking about what they're going to drink and eat next.
Nah, a lot of things changed after I almost died, but I decided to change parts of my life after that.
And there it is. There is something here. You see real depth. Why are you hiding that? Why do you say you're just a soldier?
Because it's a bit easier that way, I suppose. I have had many things that I need to do, but at the end of the day, it's simpler that way. Keeps things straight, keeps things, keeps things going.
I cannot believe what I'm hearing. This is so sad. You want to keep people safe. Oh, soon forgive this transgression upon your name. He does a theatrical, back of the head, arm against his forehead, ears drooping down. I can't believe this. This is so sad.
I'm sorry. I came here as well to make sure that if you need anything in the fight to happen, you're going to be with the group that I'm in, and I wanted to make sure that if anything happens, you can come to me and I'll make sure that you're safe, alright?
I appreciate that. I believe you, but is that all you came here for? I already trust you.
Well, I want to see what it's like from your... I want to watch you do your work. I want to see what it's like to find inspiration after everything that's happened. I do my job. I don't really think about it twice, but you see it differently. You see it as something that can, be a canvas to make things beautiful again. And I just do the dirty work, of course. I want to see how you make things better. I want to see how you make and create.
There is beauty in many things. Gardens can be very pretty, even if they can be tough to work with, very dirty on the hands. If your work's dirty, I can help you find some beauty in that, for sure. If you can't see it yourself. But if that's why you're here, I'll gladly be of assistance. You're willing to. I will repay the favor, why not?
And make sure that you stay safe, that you can create the art that you want to do.
Yes. You can stay by my side. Keep me safe. You can watch me as I sleep. That's fine. It's all right.
I didn't mean she tries not to flush a bit as she grabs her scarf and puts it over her mouth and her cheeks a bit and looks away.
There is depth. He brushes white on blue.
Just don't get yourself killed. And if anything happens, just yell for me, alright?
Aww. I'll keep that in mind. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
So if I yell your name, you'll just come running?
Probably not with everything that I mean, I'll try my best, but I might be busy. Do you want that?
He smiles mischievously. I'll keep that in mind.
Mm-hmm. Well, do you need me right now? Do you need help with
No. I like talking to you, but I don't need you right now. You're right here. So, help me with this blasted banner, and let's talk some more on just... Well, what's it like being a soldier? Maybe that will be a fun conversation.
Mm-hmm. She would be more than willing to talk to him about her life and how he realizes slowly that it's connected to Helm, destined rival. She was blind for a year or two, and now she's here trying to help her found family. It's a story.
Does she skip over the also I'm challenging Helm for this gun of destiny?
No, she does say that too. She does mention that as well, but she says it as a cliff note, oh, by the way, and then goes back to normal, oh, I'm just here to make sure that my family's safe and that the party's okay, but they're on this big mission and they're really important.
Unnatural 20, do I catch any of this train wreck?
Yeah, you're just watching from the sidelines together with Ashen. Who's like, I am not watching this anymore. I'm gonna go to the Katra.
The woman could put down dragons.
No, Benevolt. No, don't go there.
I know.
Just let her be.
God,
This is
No.
so frustrating to watch for me,
Right?
though. You understand this, right?
yeah, like it's like watching a toddler repeatedly fall face first onto the ground trying to walk.
She's like a brick wall, and she's dismantling that brick wall one brick at a time. Just let her be.
Tiny axe pick crack at a time, I guess.
Just grab that little Catman and kiss. Just do it. Get it over with.
Like I've been in the theater. I've met this guy several times. It's a marvel every time that they somehow throw out the flood vibes and never think, oh yeah, someone might reciprocate to this. It's crazy.
Gemini.
Yeah, gross.
You guys need to put the papers away.
Ash. You have to find Kathra, who is currently in the process of just taking care of her armor. She's just polishing it.
Yeah, he'll just mosey up and probably come into it with an innocuous comment. He would probably just say, "Hey, I'm just checking in and see if you need anything."
She looks over. Not really. Why, are you looking for something?
Oh, you actually, if I'm honest.
Oh, okay. She puts the armor down. Well, what can I do for you? She's not currently wearing her armor, for the record. She's just like on a very light leather top, just the undergarment of the armor, essentially.
Okay. Ash is not in his full kit either. He's
jackpot.
Yeah, sweet.
To be fair, I thought he was still just like without a shirt on after people.
Yeah, he stripped in the beginning of the session.
Yeah.
He just did that. Made sure he did a few push-ups to get all sweaty.
Get a little swole. Shit,
Well,
what were we saying?
I am here. I haven't gone anywhere.
Yeah, I just wanted to talk to you. Get to know you a little better.
Okay. I'm always willing to have a conversation, especially with a member of the nobility. So, what would you like to learn about me?
I don't know. What do you want to tell me about yourself?
Let's see. I am not a knight in the terms that you think I am. I did not grow up in a noble family.
Most of the best knights don't.
Oh, thank you. Haven't earned that title yet, but I will in time. I am ambitious. I don't like sitting on my ass and doing nothing. I prefer to spend my days trying to learn new techniques for my weapons. What else? Training is a lot of my day-to-day. I do like hunting.
Oh, any particular kind you prefer?
Rabbits.
Really? What draws you to the rabbit hunt?
Well, I always hope to the opportunity. She smiles.
He does thoroughly enjoy a good dad joke.
Yeah. That's one of the benefits. 2 dads, double the jokes.
Oh, how many like uncles, aunts, cousins?
Oh, not more than the normal. Especially since the war began.
What's normal for you?
Normal for me? What's normal for you, I suppose? It's not too different. Everything's normal.
I have 13 brothers and 4 sisters.
Never mind. You are in hell. How do you survive? I have like 2, and they are devils.
Why do you think I'm not home?
Oh, my condolences to both you and your next of kin.
Well, I don't have any next of kin of my own yet. At least not that I'm aware of. What about you, outside of your fathers and your two siblings?
Well, she lifts up her hand. Nothing here yet, so no next of kin either, obviously, but I happen to have a little trouble in the family business. Not so much with mine, they're fine. It's just not time for a lot of friendships when, you know, you're in a position of authority and people are expecting from you to do great things. It's a little lonely, as it is. Sorry, got lost in thought there. What did you ask?
Oh, I was just thinking to myself that I'm probably in a unique position to understand exactly what you mean right there.
Oh! I imagine you would! With an army of brothers and sisters?
Oh, that's not even
Guessing-
mentioning cousins and uncles and whatnot.
Yeah, I'm guessing the parents don't exactly have the highest expectations, even if you were like the firstborn.
Yeah, I'm number 7, actually.
Sheesh. That's why you're out here then? Trying to find something to prove yourself back home?
Yeah, I mean, that's the idea, I guess. But I don't really feel like I need to prove anything to them. I'm just out here
Yeah.
for myself.
I mean, in my account so far, you're one of the bravest souls I've ever met. If you find yourself in need of, you know, a position of authority that is respected, I'll put my best word in with the king, because we could definitely have someone like you in the royal court. And I don't mean in the boring positions, I mean someone who can make a difference.
Well, that means a lot to me that you would say that, actually.
Yeah! Also, I could totally use someone I can talk to. Everyone else is usually very boring or stiff. Well, they were back in the day.
Yeah, or they want something. It's that's usually how it goes.
Oh yeah, though I don't get a lot of people who want things from me. Even a few years back before the war, I put a good example in, and people just backed off.
What got you started on the path to knighthood?
What started me? Well, I always wanted to leave a mark, make the lives of my fellow countrymen better. Oh, and have a legit reason for killing a lecher.
Interesting.
Yep.
It's interesting. Well, tell me more about the lecher.
Oh, there was this young brat, son of a nobleman. He really liked being creepy around every other girl back in the school I was studying in. And I found out you can't technically kill a noble, that's a crime, unless you're also a noble yourself. And guess what? Knights who are properly knighted are technically nobles. I didn't want to kill him, but he really tried to kill me during our duel, so I guess my hand slipped a little.
Fast. So you did kill him.
Yes, allegedly.
Oh, amazing.
Allegedly, he died out of wounds caused by our duel.
Oh, how did that feel?
Honestly, not as fulfilling as I thought. I kind of felt bad for him.
Really?
Yeah.
Even though he was such a disrespectful, what's the orc word for it? Douche.
Yes. Even if he was exactly as you describe him, I just felt bad. I can't help it. If I see someone who is just awful, well, putting them out of their misery does come to mind, but for the most part, I just feel bad for them.
You know, it's kind of hard to hang on to that in this line of business, to be honest.
I would imagine.
I'm glad that you could, though.
You know, purchase. You swear by them, or you're no longer a knight.
Yeah, I don't have the swearing. Well, I do have a swearing problem, but not the kind that you were just talking about.
Immensely jealous, I must say. 7th in line, eh?
7th in line for my father. I am about 32 some odd down the line from the top.
I'm still shocked. It just keeps coming back to the back of my head, like, poof. Hey, this does bring up the little thing that I've been thinking about when you helped me. I never told you my name proper, have I?
No, you have not.
Well, let's fix that immediately. I really like your company and getting the chance to know you. Proper introductions. I am Sir Cathra Tordred.
He bows and takes her hand and kisses it. And he said, I'm Ash, son of Coda of the House of Van.
With your manners, I'll say. You strike me as the type of person who's really fun to travel with.
I have been told that, yes.
Looks away for a moment.
Would you care to travel with me once this is all over?
Oh, no. Once this is all over, I would like to drive the invaders from our kingdom, for one. And two, I would like to see where things go from there. If I left, I don't know, I have a bad feeling. You've seen how the other nobles have been acting. They haven't exactly been rushing to the defense of the capital.
Yeah, the nobles of this country are a little lax in their duties, I have noticed.
Yes, and if things go sideways, I would prefer to be here to make sure that the little people that I care so much about don't get trampled underfoot.
Well, then maybe that's the journey we'll take together.
Oh, you're offering?
Yes, if you'll have me.
I most certainly would. Thank you, I really appreciate that.
Excellent. We've got a busy day tomorrow, so I'll leave you for tonight, but I look forward to our next talk.
Of course. How about after the battle? Let's say evening.
It's a date.
God's willing.
I'll pray to every one of them. He bows again and walks out.
She smiles and she bows as well.
Once Ash is out of line of sight of her, Benevolt will offer up a high five.
Smack.
Hulk might ask for some advice.
Yep. Benevolt's like, once we're out of this death trap, if we live, I am absolutely mining the shit out of Volk. That is not happening again.
Seriously, I felt like a dad on the sidelines of a little kid's baseball game. Come on, you can do it, Slugger.
Look at what the. She has like the wet dog riz, where it's like, oh, it's so pathetic, so sad. I think it's kind of cute.
I want to make it 1,000% clear. I want to make it 1,000% clear. Karathos is like looking at this and going, "Oh wow, she's very bad at this. That's kind of cute."
I mean,
Oh,
yeah,
I want to play. I want to play with this.
Oh my god.
I can't remember what a dad showed. The only dad show Tawny was just how much riz that she has. Apparently, it's godly in the worst way possible.
You've got that manic pixie dream girl riz. Is what you got.
God.
I wouldn't say that exactly.
Okay, edgy, dream girl.
That's still a manic pixie dream girl.
Just stop.
Benevolt's just gonna nudge Alina. Just go, What is it about walking into sudden death that makes people really down bad?
If I'm gonna die tomorrow, I also would like to fuck before that.
Preach, sister.
Benevolt kind of like
I am.
turns his head slightly, and just like, right, but married though.
It's
Is
listen, it's not stopping me doing anything.
is Vulcan
She's
shot
got-
of this?
She's been gone 20 years, Benevolt. Let's be real here.
That's that's fair.
I have needs.
I just imagine them as like, why is everyone so damn bad? And Alina straight up like looking back at him, going, "If my wife were here, we would beep 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 beep."
Yeah, Volk, did you have a thing for hearing that interaction?
Volk, which like that is not. I am trying to be considerate and gentlemanly in a womanly way, and I am. That is not my first instinct. I just want to make sure he is safe.
Volk, have you ever, you know,
Benevolt's just going to slowly walk over, put a hand on her shoulder, and go, Volk, I promise you I will make you better at this. I swear on my oaths, I will make you better at this.
Look, folks, he's cute as hell. No shame.
I just. At
it's
first-
artistic, so he's
at-
dumb as fuck as well.
At first, I wasn't interested. Then I saw him actually kill someone really well, and that piqued my interest. And
It's hot, it's hot, right? It is hot, yeah.
he's also good at creating things and making things that I don't think about doing or been able to do that well. So it's interesting to see that he can both kill but also make songs about it. So that's interesting. We don't do much of singing and arts and stuff like that back in my home, so I'm not used to it.
Volk, you do not have to justify a single thing, but again, I promise you, I am going to make you better at this.
I
Just kiss that cat boy.
know that is I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna talk to him and get to know him and
Okay, but what if tomorrow isn't promised because we're going to be walking into an active war zone?
I'm pretty sure you're gonna make it, Volk, but you know.
I mean,
Catboy.
Volk, yeah, no, Volk's going to live through this, absolutely. There's no question of that. But, yeah, no, you will talk to him, and you'll get to know him, and then you will kiss him.
No, that
You couldn't cut that sexual tension with an axe.
there was no tension. I was just trying to get. Volk is confused.
I will just pat her on the shoulder. It's like, let's go get some rest, and you can dream of cat boys.
I don't sleep.
You can transmit cat boys.
I don't trance either. I just stay awake.
Then what you're going to be doing, we colloquially refer to as pining.
Or hallucinating. That's not healthy, Volk.
Yeah.
I will sit here and keep watch to make sure that nothing bad happens, like I usually do.
Mm-hmm. And
Normally,
you just
nothing.
position yourself in line of sight of the person you've vocally promised you're going to protect.
Try not to
And-
look too closely at. Try not to look too closely at his lips either.
At this point, I just think that I should just leave. I shouldn't be. You guys don't need my
gonna
help,
go.
right?
Well, like, I'm just gonna go now. Farewell. You got this.
I love the
The only
idea
winning
that
move is not to play.
I love the idea that Volk was like, yeah, no, these are really good people. Goes to talk to them after talking to him. I have changed my mind.
Volk
I
can
want
go
to kill them.
against. Volk can go against an elder dragon. She doesn't care. She's like, hell yeah, this is my job. I can. Fighting every day of her life is normal. Her flirting with this cat boy terrifies her.
This is the true
And
boss
if
fight.
she's embarrassed about it. This is her greatest struggle of the campaign.
Hey, Kage, how do you feel about
Pancake
flying
ain't
into a
nothing.
dragon's back?
Pancake ain't nothing but them feels, man. Them feels is scary.
True.
Kage, how do you feel about flying into a dragon's back? Alright, good answer, good talk.
Wait, how?
Yeah.
Ash or Kage?
Kage.
Okay.
I mean, he's just like sitting there with the wide eyes, like,
Let me
Sorry,
So I have a plan, and like Alina sits right next to him, telling him a very, very stupid plan.
Go on.
So-
listening.
So I can just hop onto your back like a backpack, and I can teleport us right up to the dragon.
Uh-huh.
Or I can turn you really small and I pick you up and I fly up to it. Or I can turn myself really big and I pick you up and we fly up to it. Genius.
Stonks.
Okay.
Then you can get off its wings so it can't fly away.
One of those might work.
Does
can
kind of
try
sound
all of them.
genius.
I don't think we can try all of them.
No, it will be fine. And I will definitely not drop you at like 100 feet in the air.
Mm-hmm.
That means
That doesn't
means
fill me
probably
with
will.
confidence.
Okay, I wouldn't have dropped Volk, but she let go.
I didn't. We were both going to drop if I didn't let go.
No, you let go, so you fell. I'm blaming you on that one.
I weigh significantly more than Volker.
Okay, so
Yeah.
I might turn you small or me big, but we can figure it out.
Is
Maybe
a
we do
smaller
that first
Kage as a smaller Kage as strong as the bigger Kage?
I forget how a large reduce works.
Hold on.
Who uses reduce?
Like,
Reduce does.
if we can condense Kage, then yes. But if we're diluting Kage, then no.
It is
Are we
diluting
working with
Kage.
Ant-Man
Right.
rules, or?
Yeah, so the hilarious thing about this is that normally a minus I think it's a minus 1d4 to your damage for most people would be a bit of a problem, but you're Kage, so it's barely going to fucking make a dent.
Yeah. Especially now that I sneak attack things.
Yes.
Why did you pick that rogue level? I'm curious.
Sneak attack dice.
Valid.
Yay. Valid.
No, you actually only have
I think everyone should take
disadvantage on strength checks and strength saving throws.
Yeah,
Yeah, and
reduced
also
yeah.
D4.
But again, that
Yeah.
barely matters when Kage is rolling as many dice as he is, and all
Yeah.
his
Yeah.
modifiers. Although I
Also,
will-
so you can have expertise in stealth, which is really funny.
yeah, especially for this mission. Additional thing that I just realized: this means that there is one thing that Kage and Volk can do that the rest of the party can't, which is that the two of you can communicate through thieves' cant if you feel like it.
Mm.
Oh, we can thieves can with each other.
Uh-huh. What do we even talk about?
Right?
I don't. We talk about, I don't know, the weather one day because Volk and Kage surprisingly don't talk to each other because they're both somewhat similar.
You
Kage-
you both have in-depth mental conversations about the fine art of crochet.
No, it's
Yeah,
just
you know the weather, things you would usually like use as thieves can't to like describe something else. We're actually just like talking about like advanced like things just to discuss the weather.
Yes.
my god.
It's just
All
like
right.
yes, I hear it's going to rain later, meaning we're going to attack the city. And just like, no, we're just talking about the rain.
If everyone has had everything they wish to do, you can take your long rest and we can proceed to the next day.
I'm
Never.
happy. Although I'm
Okay.
worried about what Kirathis is gonna do when he said, anytime I call. So- what is he
I
gonna
will
do?
say, when he said that, he did have a specific expression.
Oh Christ!
Oh no. Okay.
I'm so glad Jay isn't here anymore.
Just it's a real good thing you don't sleep because it is going to be 5:30 in the morning where he just goes meow.
Yeah. Come here, meow.
Oh
Volk
fuck!
comes over, like, what's wrong?
I can't reach it. It's on the table.
Oh.
If that's the case, then nightfall takes you takes you to pleasant rest. Everyone except for Volk stays wide awake, vigilant watch. Alina, as you go to rest,
Hey, don't. Oh, hey, what the fuck?
you close your eyes
No,
and
I sleep with my eyes open.
fuck this! I'm not going to take whatever the fuck you're doing over there.
My secret is I'm always asleep.
Alina, as you go to rest,
Mm-hmm.
you feel uneasy. And you hear tapping, glass tapping.
Like in my sleep, or just
It wakes
when you're
just
yeah,
just
but-
as you're about to sleep, you just hear glass tapping. There's no windows nearby. You're in a tent.
I took out. I think I'm
After
gonna
figuring,
I suppose.
Your locket still has your wife in it. It's the picture of her. You hear tapping of glass.
Do I know where this is coming from?
The other glass object you have.
The orb?
No. Do you still have the mirror with you?
But it's broken.
It is. You hear glass taps.
I look into it.
You see through one of the shards of the mirror. A dwarfen man look towards you with one eye. He waves and then he walks away.
Wait, who are you?
He stops as you say that in the distance, and he looks back to you. He shrugs. He walks away.
No, what's your name?
I can show you what he looked like.
Please.
This is what he looked like. And that's where we're gonna end the session.
son of a
today.
bitch!
What?
He's so fabulous.
What?
Oh,
He's
what
got
the- I
so
know-
much bling.
Holy
I know what he looks like. I saw him.
yeah, at the party.
Yes, you had
the
at the
Rizzler.
party. And that's where we're gonna end the session for today. Thank you all for playing. We're gonna
My
resume
God! Oh, what a fucking cliffhanger!
I don't. Mm,
Alright. Thank you so much for coming, folks. We will catch y'all next time. Give me 1 second. The logo
get to
was
hit stuff.
misaligned. We're gonna
Yes!
siege a fucking capital. Alright. Catch y'all next time, folks.
Woo!
Bye.